Baylor Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner. Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor Scott and White Health, the official hospital and healthcare system of Baylor Athletics. Your healthcare, your way. Livmo, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. TFNB, your bank for life. The official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Tip-off is just moments away. Now, back to the voice of Baylor women's basketball, Derek Smith.
Well, 6 games, 5 wins, and 4 time zones into the 2025-26 season. The Bears are back at home today for the first of 5 consecutive here at Foster Pavilion along the Baylor-Waco-Brazos Riverfront today. The 15th-ranked Baylor women take on the Lady Texters of Louisiana Tech. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for some day basketball alongside Lori Fogelman. I'm Derek Smith here at Foster Pavilion. Van Goodall is our producer at our studios in Waco. It was a split decision for the Bears in Orlando. The Bears dropping a tough one to then number 19 Iowa on Thursday night, 57-52 rather, and then a thriller on Saturday in overtime against Davidson. Yuting Dung hits the game winner with 3.6 seconds left, and the Bears head back home with a win. And Lori, you look at the weekend there, the Bears were a couple of shots away from going 2-0. They were a couple of shots away from going 0-2, but I think what you had is a good learning experience for a team that you would have loved to have defeated Iowa. I wanted them to defeat Iowa. You did. You can't have that, but I think you can kind of channel some things you learned, both, I wouldn't say negative, but areas for growth and some positive things with players like Yuting Dunn having to step up in really a breakout performance against Davidson.
Oh, she was, I think the confidence level probably rose tenfold in that game because Coach Nikki Collin just put the ball in her hands and said, I believe in you, and you just go one-on-one. She simplified that action, and boy, did Dunn just go in there and put the Davidson defender on her hip, and what a strong move. No opportunity for an offensive foul or anything like that. She just put the ball squarely in the middle of the glass right through, and I tell you, you and I just both jumped when it went through. We were so glad to see a ball go through the hoop and then just hope that Davidson wouldn't find magic the second time and hit a three. And, you know, that just made up for lots of different things. But more than anything, this team and this coaching staff, you and I, everybody else, we're just glad to be home for a good stretch in December. I think Baylor looked a little bit tired, especially in that Iowa game, and then when shots just weren't falling. But we're glad to be back home and to take on a great opponent today in Louisiana Tech. Yeah, you mentioned Yuting Dunn. It was first double-digit scoring effort as a Baylor Bear. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to hear from Yuting Dunn in her first Baylor interview, and what I believe is her first English language on air media interview. She did a great job, and we're going to get to know her a little bit better here in just a couple of minutes. This is the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and it's smoked over pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh sausages, always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy in your family's favorite recipes at any meal today. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. We're going to hear from Yuting Dunn after a breakout performance on Saturday. Our conversation with her is straight ahead as we get you ready for Baylor and Louisiana Tech here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Okay, I was just about to ask you that question, and the coach goes, okay, just like normal, like it has been. Okay, we can do that.
Options because the money can't be traced.
Well, I appreciate you, Mr. Derek.
This message is brought to you by Central National
And Miss Lori.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience care with all the all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
Do you want to earn points while cheering on your favorite Baylor teams? Join Baylor Bold Rewards. Track your attendance on the Baylor Sports app across athletic events and earn points towards prizes and experiences.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to feel like Saturday in some respect.
At BaylorBoldRewards.com and start earning your points today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We welcome you back into Conecuh's Sausage Countdown to tip-off here from Foster Pavilion. Both the Bears and the Lady Texters of Louisiana Tech warming up on the floor right now. Baylor is 5-1, Louisiana Tech 4-2. Tech coming off of a win against SFA, handing the Lady Jacks their first loss of the season. 3-2, I beg your pardon, for Louisiana Tech. They had a tight loss to Arkansas. They average 86 points per game. There is some talent on this Louisiana Tech team. A team Baylor defeated in Waco last year here at the Pavilion, 98-54. Well, Lori, it is time now to hear from Yuting Dunn. And I got to say, I've been impressed by the way she's picked up her game. I think the first couple of games were tough for her. She didn't play a whole lot. She's figured out a role. She was a player who averaged double digits at Auburn last year in 12 games. But it's a new system, new teammates. She kind of had to work to find her way in, particularly defensively. But you're going to hear a little bit later on Coach Nikki say she's figuring it out. She's figuring it out. But more than that right now, I just got to say I'm so impressed by someone who can come from overseas, interact with people in another language, go to school in another language, play basketball in another language, all those things, and find a way to make it work. And I think it's fun to see players grow in general, but especially someone coming over like that, just kind of grow as a player and a person. You're really in rapid fire here.
You know, and not only just the change coming over to the States, but making a change in schools and coaching staffs. And it's great to have Coach Johnny Harris with us and Talia Scott as well. And I'm sure those two things are very helpful in Dunn just continuing to feel more comfortable here at Baylor.
Well, let's hear from her now. You know, so much has changed. It's a new country. Her family's a long way away. She's at a new school this year. But what is familiar is the game she's been playing since a young age.
I was 11 years old when I really started playing basketball. Yeah, I remember it when I was a child. I was very thin. My grandmother wanted me to become stronger, so I tried a lot of sports at that time, such as swimming, taekwondo, high jump, and basketball. And I like to play basketball with my friends. Other events were single individual events, so I chose basketball because they are team play.
Favorite basketball player? Who's your favorite basketball player?
My favorite NBA basketball player is Stephen Curry. And I have another WNBA favorite player is Kelsey Plum.
You can shoot like both of them. You shoot pretty well. Is that why you like them?
Yeah, thank you.
So your favorite food? What's your favorite food?
My favorite food is hot pop. Yeah, it's from China. It's spicy. You can put your food, anything, put it into the pop.
Mm-hmm. Is there meat? Is it like chicken or beef or what all goes in there?
Yeah, just whatever you like. You can put anything like beef, vegetables, anything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ting, what do you about your home in China?
As of home.
Okay. You want me to just find a Okay.
Cooked by my grandmother.
That sounds good. Well, Ting, we're glad to have you here at Baylor. What was it that made you choose to come here to Baylor?
Before choosing Baylor, when I talked to Coach Nikki, I learned that she was very willing to train international players, hoping to have more international players improve their level. And I knew that she was a very good coach. And I also believe that she and Baylor could make me better. In addition, my head coach and teammates in Auburn also came to Baylor, which made me feel more comfortable.
What do you like best about Baylor so far?
I like Baylor's team culture the most. I feel a lot of warmth in this team. Everyone is helping me in life and on the court. I feel like a big family full of love. I love this place so much.
That's great. As we visit with Yuting Dong, Na Dong from the tennis team. She's also here. She's from China. What does it mean to have another student athlete from China that you can maybe relate to like that?
Yeah, sometimes I will hang out with her. So it's amazing in American because I know it's not too much Chinese player at American play as sports. It's very meaningful. Yeah.
Visiting with Yuting Dong. Yuting, you hit the game winner against Davidson. What was it like when Coach Nikki told you that you're going to have the ball in your hands with a chance to go win the game?
Yeah, I feel amazing. When she was trying to play, I just told myself not to think about anything else, just to score the ball. I'm very grateful to Coach Nikki for choosing to believe in me. Yeah, her trust gives me great courage, and I'm also very happy that I did it and helped our team win.
Well, you absolutely did. You had a great game. It wasn't just that shot. You had the three-pointer earlier and some big baskets. So finally, my last question for you, what was it like? You got your teammates came and celebrated. They kind of mobbed you after the game. What was that like?
The feeling was amazing. I was very
okay.
We won. It's a tough game, but we did it. I was very happy to hug the coaches and teammates. It was a very meaningful moment.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Planning a new or used vehicle purchase? Drive the lane with First Central Credit Union's easy online application. It's a winning season with First Central's full court press of quick local loan processing, your best rate, and flexible terms. Apply online. You'll score at www.firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Membership and loan policy requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer sounds like the warning sirens.
And December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back into the Conecuh Sausage Countdown to Tip-Off. Conecuh Sausage is made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill. Perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Baylor Bears. Well, starting lineups are in the books now. Both teams are back in their locker rooms. Let's share them with you now as Baylor, number 15 in the nation, 5-1 overall, takes on Louisiana Tech out of Conference USA. They are 3-2. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor's Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texans. Starting lineups now, first for Baylor's visitors from Louisiana Tech. In the front court, the forwards are Hillary Dawson and Jordan Marshall. Marshall is really the best all-around player, averaging a double-double this year, 14.8 points, 10.4 rebounds per game. They have 4 players averaging double-digit scoring, and the other 3 are their guards. Paris Bradley, the team's leading scorer at 15 points per game. To go along with 4 assists, she's joined by Gianna Morris, 13 points per game, and Alexia Weaver, a JUCO transfer, 12.5 points per game to go along with 3.5 assists. For the Bears, the same starting lineup that we have seen throughout. The forwards, Bella Fauntleroy, averaging a career-high 11 points per game so far, along with 6 rebounds. Also, Dariana Little-Page Bug, she's just about half a rebound per game away from a double-double. And then Kirsten Johnson, the post player for the Bears, coming off of her best game as a Bear, her first double-double, and points and rebounds, and a career-high 6 blocks. The guards are Jana Van Geitenbeek and Talia Scott. Talia Scott is the nation's 3rd leading scorer at 25 points per game. So, for Louisiana Tech, once again, it is Weaver, Morris, Marshall, Bradley, and Dawson. For the Bears, Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and Johnson. When it comes to sports medicine and orthopedics, Baylor Scott and White Sports Medicine and Orthopedics brings the home team advantage to Central Texas. From injury prevention to enhanced recovery, team up with us to get back in the game. Well, it's just about time to hear from Bears head coach Nikki Collin in advance of tip-off tonight. We'll get her thoughts on Yu-Ting Don's performance on Saturday night, whether or not Kaylin Nelms is moving towards becoming a rotation player, and her thoughts on Baylor's opponent today. That's straight ahead as we get you ready for Baylor and Louisiana Tech about 15 minutes from now here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
For yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne.
So how's the crowd over there today?
Optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear.
And then on the edge of a holiday.
Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eye.
All right, I'll play the coach in between the breaks.
Non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you receive a call from someone claiming to be from a company, don't give them your personal information, ever. Unless you know them personally, hang up and call the company back on a verified number.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Premier ER and Urgent Care has all the convenience of urgent care with all the expertise of an ER, all under one roof. At every visit, be seen by ER-trained staff with on-site lab and CT, X-ray, ultrasound, and EKG. Here, you pay for the appropriate level of care that you receive, and we are in network with most major insurance providers. Premier ER and Urgent Care has 4 convenient locations serving Texas: San Marcos, Temple, Waco, and Woodway. To learn more, visit www.premier.care.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears back at Foster Pavilion today against Louisiana Tech. It's time for our pregame visit with head coach Nikki Collin. And, you know, Coach Nikki, the last month, a lot of time on the road. You challenged the team with a tough schedule and different places, 3 different time zones away from Waco. What do you think the fruits of that will be as you head into a stretch where you have most of the month of December at home?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're not too weary. I mean, I think it's a chance to get back in our own beds and really get into the routine of practice. Obviously this week we have a break from school, but it's more to do with the routine and getting out of your routine. I think that sometimes is hard as much as the travel itself. But I certainly think this team found ways to win. I mean, if you'd have told me going into the season and if we would be 5-1 at this point, how would I feel? I'd be really, really happy. Do I think we had the ability to beat Iowa and be 6-0? Absolutely. But, you know, we also could have lost to UNLV, you know, with the position we put ourselves in. And no different than Davidson. Like, we were finding ways to make that closer than it needed to be, you know? So there's growing pains with a new team. There's growing pains with playing on the road. But there's also a lot to be learned and a lot of good film. And, you know, it's not like we've played a bunch of teams that we've won by 60 and we just think we're good. Like, we understand game plans. We understand what it takes to execute to win in close games.
Yu-Ting Dunn had the game winner in overtime against Davidson. You obviously had the confidence to put the ball in her hands with the game on the line. What have you seen from her when you think about maybe the minutes in those first couple of games against Duke and Lindenwood versus the player who hit a big three and hit the game winner in overtime? How rapidly are you seeing growth in her?
Yeah, I think Yu-Ting is incredibly talented, and I think her story is unique. She never had a preseason. You know, she rolled up to Auburn in mid-January, and they threw her into games, and she had some big games, and she had some not as big games. But, you know, I think learning a system and learning defensive terminologies and philosophies, and, you know, that all kind of caught up with her, you know, and I think that slowly and surely she's understanding what's expected at the defensive end of the floor, because there was always an ability to score with her. But reading defense and handling pressure defense and things like that. But I think it's becoming a more well-rounded player and impacting us. I think now all of a sudden she's challenging shots at the rim on the defensive end. She's going to get lost. They all get lost on D a little bit. But are you covering more than you were before and making fewer mistakes and then allowing who you are as an offensive player to shine? And I think she's a player that it grew in confidence over the last few games. You know, and obviously statistically, if you look at us, she's shooting the ball at a high level. She's just not high enough volume. We got to drive that volume up with more minutes and her being more confident and more aggressive, and not just sitting back in corners and hiding, you know. And I think when she gets involved, good things are going to happen.
Visiting with Coach Nikki Collin, it is Baylor and Louisiana Tech today. 2 games in Orlando. We saw some very solid play out of Kayla Nelms, probably in back-to-back games against good opponents, the most we've seen from her, maybe aside from the fouls against Iowa. I'm curious, were there signs there that you want to see more of, that she could maybe become a rotation player? Yeah, I think Kayla's always had a really good skill set. You know, she just isn't a player that consistently practices hard, you know. I mean, she ebbs and flows, and, you know, as much as sometimes there are players that practice really hard that maybe don't get on the floor because there are just people that are better than them ahead of them, you know. But I think Kayla's a player that when she practices hard, you know, it gives me the confidence that she'll perform, you know, and she's very skilled. She has the ability to space the floor. She's got good feel. She can score with her left hand or right hand. She's not afraid to use her body and use angles in the post. She's probably has our best low post game in terms of just skill and reads, but she also can pass on the perimeter and face up and shoot it. She's not as athletic. She's not as long as Kyla and KJ, so she's not going to affect shots at the rim the same way. But if she uses her body and she positions well, she's a good rebounder. And so, you know, there's give and take with any player that you put on the floor. And so I think when she's locked in and she's practicing hard, it makes me want to play her, because I do think she offensively is highly, highly skilled. And I think she'll rebound the ball at the defensive end. Louisiana Tech playing them today, 86 points a game, 4 in double figures. Their offensive numbers certainly stand out. What challenges do they present opponents?
Yeah, I think when you look at them from a year ago, there's been a considerable turnover, like a lot of rosters these days. But I think what they're doing this year is significantly better than last year, is they're getting after it defensively. They're doing a little run and jump press at times. They're pressuring the basketball down the floor. They're hard hedging ball screens or trapping ball screens. Last year they were much more conservative in drop coverage. And so they're just getting after it. They're denying more passes. They're disrupting offenses significantly, and then they're spreading the floor on offense. Like they're running totally different actions than a year ago, but they're trying to get good athletes in space, draw you, and then spray it out to shooters. And I think Weaver can shoot it, and Morris can shoot it. They've gotten really good play from Bradley downhill. And then I think Marshall's their X factor. I mean, as a power forward that can play on the perimeter a little bit, plays hard, scores in the post, but is in a lot of their keep actions. They're getting a lot of really good play from those four.
All right, thanks very much. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with the pregame comments. We'll have the tip-off straight ahead from Foster Pavilion, Baylor and Louisiana Tech here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This is Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Brooks wants to drive in on Abraham, who blocked her shot.
Way to go, Abraham. She held her ground.
Top of the key and traffic out to Fauntleroy. Here's a three from the left side, and it's good.
Today's game is brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor Women's Basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Baylor, Scott and Whitehouse.
Lights are down inside Foster Pavilion. Sunlight making its way through the opaque windows in each baseline here. Bears are being introduced as we get you ready for game number 7 on the year. Just the third game at home. Baylor and Louisiana Tech The Bears ranked number 15 in the nation at 5-1 with a win over Duke to their credit already and solid wins over Lindenwood, UNLV, and Davidson. You've got a Louisiana Tech team that is 3-2. Their big win came against SFA last Sunday. SFA was a tournament team and previously undefeated. Alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith here at Foster Pavilion Van Goodall at our studios in Waco. And Lori, for the Bears, the first of 5 games at home after being road warriors to start the year. It's an opportunity for the Bears to kind of, you turn the page a little bit. You move towards getting really, really ready over the next month for Big 12 play. You've got an opportunity, if you play well, to win some games at home and hopefully clean up some areas that you want to clean up while building the kind of habits that you want to carry into conference action.
Yeah, it's very deliberate what they're doing over the next several games, I guess 5 games straight at home. And you want to be able to rest, to take advantage of this holiday period, to also get ready for finals, but to really focus on those stair steps to an earlier Big 12 season than normal. I mean, Baylor will play Texas Tech here at home, not very far from
December
now.
21st, right?
Yes, yeah. December 21, so before Christmas. And so you know that Baylor wants to use these games and these practices well, and just continue to grow on everything that they learned from from being road warriors over the past month.
Hey, Baylor debuting some new uniforms today. Gold uniforms with green letters and numerals. Green kind of flames up along the side of the uniform. And instead of saying Baylor or Bears, it says Sick'em. So we got the chant, Sick'em, Lori.
Sick'em, I love the uniforms. And
they look good.
And you've got Bugs and Bella and Talia all with the gold leg sleeve as well. So it's from head to toe in gold today.
Kirsten Johnson at midcourt for the tip against Hillary Dawson. KJ sends it back to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Baylor wins the tip. It'll begin on offense. This game is underway. Kirsten Johnson with a handoff to Fauntleroy coming right, top of the arc. Quick pass inside. Bugs finds KJ for an easy 2. Nice collaboration there on the opening play.
That was an awesome play. A great entry pass, and more than that, a great assist from Bugs.
And quickly at the other end, Jordan Marshall called for an offensive foul for Louisiana Tech as she's establishing position. So Baylor scores on its first possession. Louisiana Tech gives it up on theirs. Louisiana Tech, by the way, wearing red uniforms today with that traditional powder blue Lady Texters font across the front and white numerals in the front and back of the jersey. Here is KJ, high left side with the basketball. She slings it around the horn. It goes to Jana Van Geitenbeek, perimeter right. She finds a cutting Bugs down low, bangs into the defender, and an offensive foul is called. That was Hillary Dawson taking the charge from Dariana Little-Page Bugs. Boy, that was bang on the call there, but it went against Bugs.
Yeah, because Bugs wasn't motoring to go in there and shoot a layup. She was pulling up from the baseline, but instead, the Louisiana Tech just placed itself in the right position.
Here is a handoff to Weaver at the top of the arc for Louisiana Tech. Baylor with a 2-0 lead 1 minute into the ball game. Weaver wants to drive inside on Scott, gets to the basket but glasses it up too hard. Fight for the rebound, and it hits the floor, and it's controlled by Bella Fauntleroy in a crowd. She wants to take it coast to coast but leaves the runner off the mark. Bugs goes up with the offensive rebound but is stripped trying to put it back in, and here comes Marshall with the basketball. Marshall gives it off to Morris. Morris hands it back to Marshall. Now outside to Bradley, their leading scorer. A bounce pass in the post. She finds Marshall inside and trying to establish position. She walked with it. Good defense there by KJ and the Baylor post players and forced that walk.
Yeah, Bugs was in there as well, just keeping her hands high, keeping the feet set and cause that turnover. So here, let's see if Baylor can execute again just like they did on the first the first play of the game.
Here's Bella Fauntleroy. She's open, takes the pass from Van Geitenbeek, but her 3 spins in and out, and Marshall grabs another rebound. Marshall last year against the Bears had a good outing. This was a team Baylor defeated 98-54 last season at Foster Pavilion, but some good individual performances, including one by Paige Bradley, who bounces it down low to Dawson. Dawson feeds it back to her, fumbles the pass, but she chases it down in the right corner. 10 seconds to shoot. KJ out harassing her on defense. Lazy pass is snagged by Marshall. She drives down the lane and lays it in. Left-hand finish there by Marshall ties the game at 2 apiece, just over 2 minutes gone in this one. Jana Van Geitenbeek passes left side. Bella Fauntleroy fakes the three, drives inside, lets the defender fly by, and glasses it home from the left line.
I think Bella wanted to make up for that fast break layup that she wasn't able to make good, and Baylor jumps out again to 4-2 lead.
Here's Marshall, mid-post, right side, wants to try to make a move, get inside on KJ. KJ stands firm, and that's a travel on Marshall.
Now, Baylor's defense in the post right now is pretty heady for both Johnson and Buggs in the middle.
You know, something to watch. It's fun to watch the block shots. KJ had a career-high 6 of them on Saturday against Davidson. As a team, Baylor's averaging nearly 8 blocks per game, but it's not just the blocks, it's the shots altered. Sometimes it's forcing to travel. We've seen that twice today, and that's just as well. Hey, because when they travel, you know you're getting the ball back.
And I hope that KJ just continues to build on that great performance that she had.
Fauntleroy short on an open three from the top of the arc at the other end. 3 minutes into the game. Baylor has a 4-2 lead. Louisiana Tech has the basketball. Bradley misses a transition three from the right side. And here comes Talia Scott with the weak side rebound. Center of the floor. Baylor up 4-2. A double team on her, so she breaks it to Van Geitenbeek. Jana fakes a three, circles beneath the basket, tries to feed Buggs down low, pass pinballs back to her. Scott takes the feed up top, drives inside, gets to the basket, count the runner, and put her on the line. She deliberately worked her way through the paint, got near the basket, floated it up and in as she absorbed the contact.
Well, she did a great job in just setting her feet like she was going to hit a three or take a three, but then put the ball on the floor, and that gave her more space to operate in the middle. Talia is also tough in driving the ball into traffic, but gets rewarded with a three-point opportunity.
Avery Aaron checked in and drew that foul. Now she is out with Isla Airy, the 6'4 post player, back in. Free throw good. 3-point play by Talia Scott. The Bears lead at 7-2, 3.5 minutes into this one. Now Airy has it, top of the key, hands it off for a three that's in and out. It didn't get the bounce. Alexia Weaver couldn't quite get it to fall, and here come the Bears once again. Van Geitenbeek finds Scott, pulls up for mid-range jumper and spins it through.
Yeah, again, they don't really know exactly what to do with Talia. Do you come out on her? When she does that, she just repositions herself, and that was just one of those easy shots from about 10 feet.
7-0 Baylor run over the last minute and 19. Here is Airy, top of the key, harassed, nearly throws it away. It's out of bounds, last touched by the Bears. They're playing right now. Louisiana Tech is. They are playing with Thompson, who is checking back in for Morris. Thompson, Key, Bradley, Airy, and one other player. We'll tell you who that is in a moment. It is Weaver. Now here is Key on the dribble, gets inside the paint, has her shot blocked by Kirsten Johnson. There's another one. Van Geitenbeek comes away with it, and the Bears are off and running. Talia Scott into the front court.
Great patience in being able to time that block perfectly.
Buggs is open along the baseline, drives, pulls up, nearly walked with it, tries to feed it into the corner, and it is stolen by Thompson. Thompson ahead to Key, Airy rim running, but she can't hit her with a pass, flips it to Thompson, perimeter left. Louisiana Tech with the basketball, Baylor with the lead at 9-2. There's a steal by KJ. She cut in front of the pass to Airy and takes it all the way for the layup.
You know, KJ again had such a confidence-building game. She was really challenged against Davidson in that final game of the WBCA showcase and just elevated more. I think that put her on the floor, allowed her to have to play all the way around, blocks, scoring, and also defend.
Well, she has 2 points, a rebound, and a block, and the Bears have an 11-2 lead. They're on a 9-0 run. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different, Bank Central, Central National Bank. Speaking of Central National Bank, I see a few of their team members here, including my favorite personal staff member, their Director of Employee Engagement, who also happens to be my wife. Thankful that Joe Nesbitt allowed a few of them to get out here. Thankful for their support of Baylor women's basketball.
That's right. It's not Sunday. It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
I just have this 2 p.m. Sunday thing in my head. So who's running the bank? But
I'm sure there's plenty of people back there, but we're glad they're here with us today. 11-2 Bears, 5:20 to go first quarter after the timeout called by Louisiana Tech. They're first. Back with more after this on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage led by expert industry knowledge and a commitment to community. With kindness and integrity at the forefront, every agent is equipped to help you navigate the market and make the real estate journey your own. Whether buying or selling, feel supported with an award-winning agent at your side from first offer to contract and close. Magnolia Realty serves cities including Waco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Temple. Learn more at magnoliarealty.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. If you get a call saying they're going to lock you in jail for missing jury duty unless you pay a fine, that's fake. Scammers use scare tactics to force you to act without thinking. Just hang up the phone.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bears are on a 9-0 run, prompting a Louisiana Tech timeout. It's 11-2 Baylor. They've held a Louisiana Tech team that averages 86 points per game this year to just 2 points in the first 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And Lori, one thing that's been fun to see is you're really getting just about everyone in on the act so far. Everyone but Jana Van Geitenbeek has scored, and she has an assist.
And that's what you want Jana to be able to do, is move the basketball around, run the offense. So Baylor's executed well. They're 3 of their last 3 on a 9-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. But they have not only limited Louisiana Tech as far as shot opportunities. Baylor has 9. Louisiana Tech, that is, has only 5. But Baylor's already forced 4 turnovers, and they've got that big blocked shot. But the last time down, it was KJ not just blocking the ball, but stealing the ball and going coast to coast and finishing at the rim for Baylor, up 11-2 over Louisiana Tech with 5:20 left to go here in the first quarter.
Seabrook Storr exhorting her team as they take the floor out of the timeout. Coach Nikki down to our right here at Foster Pavilion. Louisiana Tech with the basketball out of the timeout. It is Key with possession with the dribble. Top of the arc, wants to drive inside on Kayla Abraham, who checked back in. Yuting Dunn out there for the first time along with Markayla Johnson. Thompson has it in the corner, flings it back middle of the floor to Key. Single digits on the shot clock. Marshall on the drive, gets inside, pops a jumper that rattles out from the Big 12 logo in the lane. Rebound fumbled out of bounds to the Bears. So the Bears are playing right now with Scott Johnson, with Markayla Johnson, not KJ. Scott, Markayla Johnson, Fauntleroy, Dunn, and Abraham. And we'll give you the Louisiana Tech defense in just a moment. 11-2 Bears with possession. 9-0 run for Baylor. Pass in the post to Dunn, and a crowd falls, loses the ball. Abraham picks it up, sends it back out to the top of the arc to Markayla Johnson. Markayla puts it on the floor, flings it into the corner. Dunn chases it down. Now Scott has it with 3 seconds to shoot. Abraham, extra pass. Here's a 3 with the shot clock winding down by Bella Fauntleroy. That wasn't the possession that I imagine Coach Nikki wanted, but the Bears get a 3 out of it with the shot clock winding down. 14-2 Baylor. Here is Key with it, perimeter left, sends it in the corner. Bradley is open with Fauntleroy flying at her. Did Bella get a piece of it? Maybe. Put back on the miss is no good by Bradley. And here come the Bears once again. Baylor is on a 10-0 run. Make it 12-0, and maybe more than that as Talia Scott slithers inside, gets position, lays it in as she's fouled. No, I beg your pardon, it is a 14-0 Baylor run on the layup by Talia Scott. The foul is on Paris Bradley, her first, and the team's third. Dariana Littlepage-Buggs will return for Baylor momentarily, and actually right now in place of Bella Fauntleroy, who just hit that 3 for the Bears.
Sometimes it's very helpful when you got to get the shot off, but Kyla making that assist at the last second. Bella didn't have any chance to think whatsoever, just pulled the trigger.
Talia Scott can't complete the three-point play. Her free throw is strong. Here comes Weaver with possession for Louisiana Tech. Sends it outside to Key, drives right of the lane, challenges Buggs. Not a great idea. And then on the fight for the rebound, a loose ball foul called against Kaylee Thompson of Louisiana Tech. That's her first personal, the team's fourth. Baylor has held Louisiana Tech scoreless for 4 minutes and 13 seconds. The Bears have hit their last 5 shots, and they're on a 14-0 run. 3.5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Talia Scott has the basketball. Perimeter left, wants to drive inside on Marshall. Kick out to Markayla Johnson, steps into a 3, well strong. Rebound hits the floor. Abraham had a hand on it but couldn't corral it. It's out of bounds to the Lady Texters. Jenna Van Geitenbeek returns for Talia Scott.
Really important minutes for Markayla, for Abraham, and for Dunn as well. You know, this is where you don't want to see a drop-off when subs come in the game.
Here's Avery Aaron with the basketball. The post player banging her way inside on Bugs, trying to get position, and she manages to fling it off the front of the rim and in.
That stops a Baylor 14-0 run.
16-4, Bears with the lead. They'll try to start another one. Markayla Johnson pushes off there of Marshall, and she is called for the Morris, and she is called for the foul. Offensive foul there on Markayla Johnson. That is her first. It's the team's second. Bears still have a couple to give here with 2:53 to play first quarter. It's a 16-4 Baylor advantage. Here's Avery Aaron on the head fake. Fakes the handoff, drives inside, has her layup attempt blocked by Kyla Abraham. Abraham gives it ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Van Geitenbeek flings it left side to Yu-Ting Dunn. She's up with the shot, blocked, but a foul.
Oh, that's a 3, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah, that's a 3. Joy Madison Key leaned in and got the block, but she got the leverage by virtue of fouling Yu-Ting Dunn. That is Key's first and the team's 5th, and it sends Ting, as the team calls her, to the line for her first free throws as a Bear. Well, she had a breakout game on Saturday night in Orlando, and her first free throw here is good. And Lori, it wasn't just the game winner, although that was great. She looked very confident and in control, going one-on-one to get the game-winning shot, but she also hit a big 3 in overtime. She's getting more comfortable defensively, and she hits the second free throw. It's just, indicative of her game, not just scoring, but her game rounding into form here with the Bears. One more free throw coming for Ting, and that is good.
Well, you can't get much better than that. The unconventional 3, hitting all 3 free throws.
19-4 Bears. They've scored 17 of the game's last 19 points. 150 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Weaver spins inside. Her runner falls off the back of the rim. Abraham clears the rebound, and here come the Bears. Van Geitenbeek moves to the center of the floor, fires it left side to Johnson. Johnson takes it back from Bugs. Thought about a shot, thought better of it. Now knifes inside, gets to the basket, and lays it in.
All right, there you go, Boo. Markayla Johnson doing a little Talia Scott, finding some space inside.
A 3 by Louisiana Tech, way off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, chased down by Thompson. She gives it back to Morris, who missed it a moment ago. Now Key misses a 3 from the top, and the fight for the rebound. Loose ball foul is called on the Bears. This is going to go against... No, I beg your pardon. It's Louisiana Tech.
Well, when the referee put up his hands, I went, I don't think we have that number.
I did too, yeah.
It threw me for a minute.
So this is going to send Baylor to the free throw line. The foul was on Avery Aaron. That's her second for the Lady Texters, and it sends Markayla Johnson to the line.
All right, let's see what Markayla can do here from the free throw line after just getting a nice, confident shot earlier with knifing through the lane for the layup, and she knocks down that first free throw.
Nice to see. She struggled a bit at the line this year, but she hits the first there and has one more coming. Kaylin Nelms prepares to check in. Free throw up. It is no good. Rebound hits the floor, nearly lost out of bounds, but Key saves it. Minute 45 to go first quarter. The Bears are up 22-4. Key has it for the Lady Texters. Sends it in the corner. Ooh. Here's a 3 from the corner by Weaver. No good. Offensive rebound, though, and a putback by Hillary Dawson is good. Dawson on the right block had position, and it's a 22-6 Baylor lead. Just under 90 seconds to play in the first. Here's Markayla Johnson firing in the corner. Dunn saves it for the Bears. Now Bugs finds Abraham down low, fumbles the pass, gets it back, sends it to Dunn. Fakes a 3, drives inside, puts up a floater good. That is a pretty shot by Yu-Ting Dunn.
She had opportunities to spray it out, but she found some space and got inside the lane and just let that one float in.
Well, Coach Nicky doesn't like what just happened there, though. Dawson got loose all alone by herself in the paint while everyone else was looking down the floor defensively for the Bears and got loose for an easy 2. 24-8, Baylor with the ball and the lead late first quarter. There's nearly a steal by Thompson, and then as Bugs tries to maintain possession of the basketball, it is stolen by Weaver, who drives wildly inside, missed the shot, got her own rebound, sends it outside. They're going to kick it out into the corner where Thompson misses a 3, and the rebound picked up off the floor by Jana Van Geitenbeek. Coach Nicky, with one finger in the air, signifies just to take one shot. There's about a second and a half between the clock, so the Bears can essentially drain it here. Up 24-8 with 16 seconds to play in the first quarter. Jana Van Geitenbeek in the center jump circle. Flips it to Bugs, who hands it to Markayla Johnson. 5 seconds to shoot. Van Geitenbeek, top of the arc, around his screen. They're going to have to let it fly at the gun, and it's off the mark by Markayla Johnson with 0.4 of a second to go. She didn't draw iron, so that's a shot clock violation as Nelms checks in for the Bears. Bradley returns for Louisiana Tech. They just have 0.4 of a second to play it in, so they will play it in and then bring the first quarter to a conclusion with the Bears up 24-8 on Louisiana Tech at the end of one. Baylor 60% from the floor, and they hold Louisiana Tech to just 20% shooting. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Strong first quarter for the Bears. They lead 24-8 at the end of one over Louisiana Tech. And you're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
TFNB, Your Bank for Life, is the official local.
That pause in there almost got me.
Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB.
That's okay. I thought, it doesn't sound like a cue, but maybe it was.
Convenient locations and an award-winning.
It's okay.
Banking has never.
I'm just the old top 40 DJ is still there. All these years later, it's like dead air is an evil thing.
Our nation rolls along without.
Lori remembers those days.
Jeep Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Alan Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by. Let's be friends.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
1 quarter in the books here at Foster Pavilion. Bears with a 24-8 lead over Louisiana Tech. Tech, a team that scored 81 points against Arkansas. They're averaging 86 points per game, but the Bears hold them, Lori Fogelman, to 4 of 19 from the field, 0 of 7 from beyond the arc. And meanwhile, Baylor strong offensively, 60% from the field. Everyone involved so far. And really, it's just been a nice, crisp start to the game for the Bears, save for a couple of little defensive lapses.
And for Baylor to be able to, or for Nikki Collin to be able to put in subs and just not drop down as far as production goes. We've seen a lot of good things on defense today, and Baylor being very efficient offensively, as you were saying, just shooting 60% from the arc, and they're 71% from the free throw line, including three free throws made for by Yu-Ting Dunn after she was fouled in the act of shooting a three-pointer. We hadn't had a chance to see her from the free throw line, but she definitely made the most of her moments there.
7 points for Talia Scott, 5 apiece for Bella Fauntleroy and Yu-Ting Dunn. 4 for Kirsten Johnson, 3 for Markayla Johnston. So really everyone in on the act so far for the Bears. Leading rebounder is Dariana Littlepage Bugs with 3. An assist apiece for Bugs, Abraham, and Van Geitenbeek. 24-8 Bears at the end of one. As we said, Baylor will take the floor in the second quarter with Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Fauntleroy, Buggs, and Nelms.
And these are big minutes for Nelms here, playing with 4 of Baylor's starters, and see how she can flow within the offense, but also can she not be any kind of liability on defense?
It is Morris with the basketball. Jana Van Geitenbeek stays with her on a switch. She hands it off to Bradley, their leading scorer. Bradley drives down the left side of the lane, cut off by Buggs. Retreats beyond the three-point arc with 10 seconds to shoot. Now Dawson has it top of the key, turns and faces the basket. Baylor gives her a little space defensively, but she misses the jumper from there. Talia Scott has the rebound, and here come the Bears up 24-8. Outlet pass ahead to Bella Fauntleroy, bangs her way inside, rolls it off the back rim. Nelms has a hand on the offensive rebound, but was along the baseline and couldn't keep her feet down and hold on to the basketball.
Boy, Nelms went flying in there, almost pulled down that offensive rebound. Plus, she took up a lot of space inside and forced a bad look from Louisiana Tech the last time down.
Nelms in Orlando was 4 for 8 for the Bears with 11 points and 7 rebounds.
Got
in
her
the
hands
2
on
games.
the ball just then.
Yeah, seen a little oomph from her. That's good to see here as Thompson has it for the Lady Texters. Bounces at the free throw line to Dawson, who hands to Weaver. Weaver picked up by Buggs as she sends it in the corner. 8 seconds to shoot. Here is Morris retreating beyond the three-point arc. Picks up the dribble. Needs a teammate to help with 2 seconds near midcourt. They're going to let it fly and hit a 3 as the shot clock buzzer drains from the center jump circle. Bradley was given a little space. You could see Coach Nicky was upset even before she hit it. She had about a 40-footer at the shot clock buzzer to make it 24-11.
Yeah, that's when you just got to put yourself right on her. But you know what, Talia Scott makes up for that, for not getting out and closing space on that 3 from Bradley, and she just came down and said, "I'll see you one."
She hit a 3, and she has double-figure scoring now with 10 points to lead all scorers for the Bears. 1:40 into the second quarter. Baylor up 27-11. Dawson with a wild dribble maintains it, but then misses the layup. Fights to get the loose ball, though, gets the offensive rebound. Second chance opportunity for Bradley, who airballs a 3, and then Buggs and Bella Fauntleroy and Thompson tangled up along the baseline as they fight for the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds, last touched by Louisiana Tech. It'll be played in from the baseline there by Weaver. Weaver, one of their 4 double-digit scorers on this season. She finds Thompson, gets the ball back. Kick in the corner. Here's Morris for a contested 3, and she hit it. She was right there. Talia Scott was right there, but she had just enough of a window to hit the 3, and that's 2 of them here in the second quarter for Louisiana Tech. Bella wants to answer, too strong. She fights for the loose ball, but is called for the loose ball foul. She went chasing in a little behind the play, and you could see that coming. She was called for the loose ball foul. That is her first, and the first on the Bears here in the second quarter.
You know, the 6 points scored here in the second quarter by Louisiana Tech. It's by both of their 3-point shooters. Bradley, who hit that long one, is at about 35%, and Morris is 41%, so very effective from the 3-point line.
They're very good. Here is Morris with possession, sends it outside to Key off the bench. Airy back in as well, tries to hit Key beneath the bucket, finds her too far beneath the backboard, and Baylor comes out of there with the steal. Van Geitenbeek with the outlet ahead to Bella Fauntleroy, jab steps and holds on. Well, I thought she had a drive or a shot, but instead passed it up and gives it outside to Jana Van Geitenbeek. It's Nelms swinging it right side on the perimeter to Bella Fauntleroy. Floats it back on a pick and roll to Nelms, who is called for the offensive foul. Leaned in a little bit. Boy, that was, I don't know how long the defender had her feet set. You could definitely see Nelms drop the shoulder a little bit, but that was close. Here's a look at the replay again. Yeah, I guess she planted the feet. Not very long, but she did. I won't complain about that call. I'll save that for something else. Sorry, go ahead, Lori. We'll save that for another time. Well, there's a double dribble by Bradley. Yeah, I don't think she had her feet planted very long, Laura, but Nelms did drop a shoulder.
You know, and I thought maybe if Nelms had just a split second to be able to recognize that and just kind of float and put the ball off the glass. But when that shoulder went down, she was already committed. But Baylor back on offense.
3 minutes into the second quarter. Baylor slowed down offensively a bit, trying to get it going again after a 24-point first quarter. Here is Buggs swinging it to Van Geitenbeek. Back to Buggs, left of the lane, mid-range jumper, can't get the roll. And the rebound is out of bounds, but a foul called loose ball style on Bella Fauntleroy. She doesn't like it, but the call is made, and that's her second, the team's third. Kirsten Johnson will check in place of Kayla Nelms.
They just showed it what happened. I thought she came flying. Bella came flying in from the right side to be able to pull down that rebound, but I think she was. They got tangled up, and I think it was a little do-si-do action at the end that got the foul call.
Key drives to the basket at the other end for Louisiana Tech. They play a two-person game on the perimeter, and Thompson misses the three from the left corner after taking the feed.
Yeah.
Fauntleroy with the rebound. Outlet ahead to Buggs, who nearly fumbles it away, gets it back, and then airballs a turnaround jumper. Bears sloppy offensively here in the second quarter. Just 3 points in 4 minutes. They've gone 2:21 without a point. And as Baylor tries to steal the basketball, a loose ball, kicked ball is called on Louisiana Tech.
I think those are
Give it back to the Bears.
Two good defensive possessions in a row for KJ. I think she disrupted the three ball just a moment ago, and that time she came flying down to the post at the near the free throw line and really disrupted Louisiana Tech and forced the turnover.
Baylor on offense right now. Buggs will play it in with Van Geitenbeek, Dunn, Markayla Johnson, and KJ out on the floor. Defensively for Louisiana Tech, they've got Morris, Thompson, Weaver, Airy, and Key. Here's KJ on the perimeter with a handoff to Markayla coming right. Nearly fumbles it, gets it back, sends it to Dunn. Dunn in the corner to Jana. Jana surveys the scene from the wing, swings the elbows, finds Buggs, who flips it at the top of the arc with 10 seconds to shoot to Markayla. Markayla trying to fight her way around a screen in a crowd, turns and hits a jumper. Boy, she kind of skidded in there, but found her rhythm and hit the mid-range from the left side.
I really think seeing that first ball go in, it just changes the way that Markayla is. And then Dunn, anticipating the pass, and knocks it into Baylor's bench.
That is a good effort there on the defensive end by Dunn, as she went sky to tip that pass away. Dunn has 5 points off the bench. Markayla Johnson for the Bears also has 5 points off the bench. 5:20 to play second quarter. Baylor up 29-14. Tech with the basketball. Key tries to find a player cutting to the post, and she does. That's Thompson on the backdoor cut. Nice collaboration there, and it's 29-16. Baylor with the ball and the lead. Just 5 points in the first half of the second quarter for the Bears after a crisp first quarter. Markayla Johnson tries to hit Buggs as she cuts towards the basket, but Tech got a hand in there and knocked it out of bounds. Baylor 52% from the floor. Louisiana Tech 27%. And the Bears play it into Dunn. Dunn fakes the handoff to Jana Van Geitenbeek and then does flip it to her near midcourt. Van Geitenbeek puts it on the floor, looking to find Dunn again. Instead, it's going to go to KJ right side. Two-person game back to Van Geitenbeek. Shot clock at 7. Buggs jab steps at the top of the arc. Shot clock winding down, loses the basketball on the dribble. It's loose still on the floor, and then unnecessarily Thompson falls on it, and the Bears tie her up, getting it back to the Bears. I don't think she realized that she didn't have to fall on the basketball. She called a timeout.
Oh.
She called a timeout. Well, let me make sure. Let me verify that. That was a dead ball there. I think it was a dead ball. We'll see if they officially call that or not. What we do know, yes, it is officially a Louisiana Tech timeout. So they maintain possession. That's their second called timeout here in the first half. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco, Temple, and Austin. Bank different. Bank Central. Central National Bank. Baylor 29, Louisiana Tech 16, and you're listening to Baylor Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Slam dunk cash with First Central Credit Union. Create a full court press with First Central's free checking that pays you cash back and refunds fees from other banks' ATMs. Enjoy free reward checking and be the MVP of a new cashback season. It's an easy bank shot. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team.
Everything we do, it's true. We do for you.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. Member NCUA.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion alongside Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Van Goodall, our producer. Got to say, Lori, as Baylor has a 29-16 lead over Louisiana Tech, this is the, we'll call it the Lauren Spencer Bowl. Lauren Spencer sitting to your right. Works in governance for Baylor Athletics and is the sport admin for women's basketball. She is a Louisiana Tech grad, but I know who she's cheering for today.
Yeah, she's all Bears.
Yes.
Today, but it's always fun when you get a chance to see your alma mater be able to come and play where you currently work. I'm sure she's very familiar with Brooke Storr. All of us are. Just a tremendous former Lady Techster herself, and to be at Louisiana Tech as long as she has. She's in her 10th season with Louisiana Tech, and so glad to see the team come over from Ruston to play Baylor again for the second season in a row. They haven't played much.
No, Tech actually leads the all-time series 4 games to 3, but the Bears have won the last 2. They just didn't play a lot over the years.
And I think when they did, it was AIAW.
Yes,
so that's how
true.
long it was.
It's going back a little bit.
Yeah, NCAA play didn't begin until 1981 for women's basketball.
Out of the timeout, Louisiana Tech has the basketball. Bears up 29-16. Key sees a lane to the basket and then dishes it off last minute. Driving layup attempt by Thompson, blocked by KJ. And maybe Don got ahead in there as well. 4:25 to play here in the second quarter. Baylor with the ball up 29-16. Trying to get in a rhythm again offensively as Van Geitenbeek drives inside, flips it off the glass and in. Saw Lane down the right side of the lane, Lori, and finished nicely for her first points. Baylor is up 31-16. Here is Key on the drive. Fires a fastball in the corner. Weaver steps into a 3 and knocks it down. Under 4 minutes to go. They've actually outscored the Bears 11-7 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, 3 threes out of their 4 made baskets.
Here's Shanna Van Geitenbeek putting it on the floor. Top of the arc. Dunn cutting near the free throw line. She gives it off to KJ instead. KJ tries a tough turnaround, too strong. Offensive board. Buggs goes back up with it and has it blocked. Looked like some contact there, but maybe not enough to draw the whistle, and Baylor will play it back in with 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, but good to see Buggs get in there, pull down that offensive rebound, and then go back up strong. And the ball goes out of bounds, so Baylor maintains the possession, and that was just as important.
They play it into Markayla Johnson, do the Bears. Markayla Johnson gives it to Buggs. Jana comes and gets from Buggs. Jana crosses over. Outside to Markayla. 7 on the shot clock. Markayla Johnson sees Dunn in the corner. Passes up the 3, puts it on the floor, pulls up for a mid-range. It's too strong. Oh, Buggs nearly had the offensive rebound, but she's knocked down from behind, got tangled up a bit, and loses it out of bounds. Thought there might be a foul there, but there was not. And it's Louisiana Tech basketball. Baylor 31, Louisiana Tech 19 with 3:16 to play. Thompson and Key are out for the Lady Techsters. Back in is Isla Airy, the 6'4 Australian post player. Out there with Morris, Bradley, Weaver, and one other player, that is Marshall. Here's a driving attempt by Bradley. No, got her own rebound, and a foul called on the floor against the Bears. That's on Yuting Dunn. And Dunn called for the foul. That is her first. And that's the 4th on the Bears. So that would mean that Louisiana Tech is shooting the penalty for the last 3:01 of the first half. Bears up to 31-19, but Tech having a good second quarter. Here is Bradley missing in a crowd from about 7 or 8 feet away, left block. Here comes Buggs with the rebound. Buggs hands it off to Talia Scott, gets it back. And she asks for Talia to come and get once again. Center of the floor, 17 seconds to shoot. Around to screen. Scott outside to Markayla Johnson. Markayla Johnson on the drive. She is tripped and fouled. Tripped and fouled with 11 seconds on the shot clock by Alexia Weaver. That's Weaver's first. And the first on Tech here in the second quarter comes with 2:38 to play until halftime. Baylor up 31-19. Talia Scott will play it in for the Bears from the baseline. Goalpost to her left, plays it into Buggs. Buggs swings the elbow, steps into a jumper. Oh, it wouldn't stay down. It rattled out. That was about halfway down before it spit back out, and here comes Louisiana Tech. Bradley on the drive. Hits Cutting Marshall for the layup. A little backdoor cut from about halfway between the lane and the three-point arc, and Louisiana Tech is within 10 at 31-21. Outscoring the Bears 13-7 here in the second quarter. And away from the ball as Yuting Dunn looks for a teammate to pass to. Buggs is knocked to the floor. And a foul called on Tech. That is Jordan Marshall, her second and the team's second. Tell you what, Buggs has had a bit of a frustrating first quarter. She's 0 of 5 from 4. Now, she does have 6 rebounds. 5 turnovers, though, and she's absorbed a couple of fouls, a hard knock to the floor there. And I think a couple of times when I thought maybe a foul could have been called on Tech, but wasn't.
Well, right now, Buggs just needs to see one go through more than anything else. And I thought that last pull-up jumper from the Big 12 logo was going in. And
it did.
Boy, the basketball gods just not helpful today.
Talia Scott off the inbound, feeds it left wing to Yuting Dunn. Fires a pretty three right through the net.
What a catch and shoot. Didn't even think about it before she pulled the trigger on the assist from Talia Scott.
8 first-half points for Yuting Dunn. Now Weaver loses the basketball. Markayla Johnson goes diving after it to force the tie-up, and it's going to go back to the Bears. Good hustle there by freshman Markayla Johnson.
You know, you can't say that Markayla does not hustle or bring a tremendous amount of energy, because she certainly does. And again, I think just some of that the offensive success that she has helps energize the rest of her game.
Buggs flips it into Talia Scott. 1:45 to play. Baylor with the ball up 34-21. Buggs puts it on the floor, sends it out to Markayla Johnson. Markayla takes the handoff right back from Buggs and tries to swing it in a crowd to KJ. Too much on it. It's out of bounds back to Louisiana Tech.
Boy, those bounce passes.
Yeah. Well, and almost she kind of came around Dan Quisenberry sidearm style, and I don't know that was what you need to do.
Now that you say that, yes, you're correct.
1:25 to play here in the first half. Baylor up 34-21. Louisiana Tech with the basketball. It is Worm in now for the first time. Worm finds Thompson in a crowd. She loses the basketball, chases it back down. Oh, Markayla Johnson with a good hustle. She can't save the possession, but she does succeed in blowing it up for Louisiana Tech. They're going to have to play it in from beyond midcourt with 6 seconds left.
There have been some balls today, loose balls that Baylor just hasn't gone after. I was glad to see MJ put herself in the way of that ball.
They play it in, and now with the shot clock winding down, Talia Scott gets a steal, flips it ahead to KJ, who is stripped on her way to a layup. Well, that was good hustle there by Morris. And Baylor will have to play it in with 1:01 to play in the opening half. Up 34-21. Madison Key will return for Louisiana Tech in place of Paris Bradley. Baylor will play it in from the baseline, and it will be Talia Scott with the goalpost to her left. Play it in to either Dunn, Buggs, Markayla Johnson, or Kirsten Johnson. We're seeing if they can close this second quarter strong. Scott flips it in to Dunn, who hands it right back to her former Auburn teammate. Scott with the dribble, slings it to KJ. Oh, she flips it too high for Dunn. Dunn started to cut in and communicates with KJ just to make sure they're on the same page. But that turnover gives it back to Louisiana Tech with 52 seconds to go as Avery Aaron returns in place of Kaylee Thompson.
Yeah, I think KJ could have held the ball a little bit longer, playing a little bit of hot potato with that as Dunn was on the move.
Here is Key on the dribble, picks it up, sends it to Weaver, middle of the floor. Weaver around a screen from Worm, kicks it into the corner. There's a grab and a drive, nearly a walk by Morris, and she throws it away. Scott cuts in front of the pass that was intended for Weaver. 31 seconds to play first half. She drives inside, can't hit, but draws a foul. That is Mackenzie Worm on the foul. Worm with her first and the team's third. And it's going to send Talia Scott to the free throw line, where she is 1 of 2 today, hitting 86% on the season. Scott actually leads the Big 12s in free throws and is number 2 nationally. Her first free throw is up and good. You know, it all counts, you know, when you score, Lori. She can hit the three, she can drive, she can hit the mid-range. She's got a really good free throw shooting touch as well, which is nice for someone who's going to get fouled as much as she does, and she hits them both. Tech now can play for the last shot if they so desire. Shot clock off, 25 seconds to play first half. Baylor with the 36-21 lead. Louisiana Tech with the basketball. It is Key to the left side of the floor. Thought they were going to set a screen for her, but she waves it off. We're down to 13 seconds to go. She has it high on the left wing. Feeds it to Worm, who hands it back to her. Coming downhill right. Picks up her dribble. Feeds it to Aaron in the post. Turnaround jumper over Bugs. Too strong, and no. With 2 seconds left, Baylor has the rebound, and that's the way the first quarter draws to a conclusion. At intermission, Baylor by 15, 36-21. The second quarter was certainly not Baylor's best, although they did finish good defensively, forcing 3 Tech turnovers and holding them to 0 points over the last 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Lori, it was a good first quarter. The second quarter they'll want to improve on, but they've got some time to talk about it here at intermission. 36-21, Baylor with the halftime lead. Our Nissan halftime report is coming up next. We'll take a look at team stats. Lori will talk about other games that are upcoming tonight. It's actually a busy day for Baylor. We'll tell you about that, and then we'll get you ready for the second half here at Foster Pavilion, where the Bears lead Louisiana Tech 36-21 at halftime here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray. To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh, what fun it is to make holiday wishes come true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon, Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now, it's time for the Nissan Halftime Show. Brought to you by Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the first half. Check in on scores and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion as you welcome into the Nissan Halftime Report. Nissan, innovation that excites. Bears up by 15 at intermission, 36-21. Derek Smith, Lori Fogelman here with you. And, you know, Lori, all things being equal, when you're about to go into the locker room with your coach, if you're going to have one good quarter and one bad, you'd probably rather have the second quarter good. For the coaching staff, though, there's plenty they can clean up. Baylor outscored Louisiana Tech in the first quarter, 24-8, but then struggled in the second quarter, being outscored 13-12. Some stuff to clean up in the locker room, but I feel like they'll do that.
Yeah, I think that Baylor just lost a step and lost a little bit of their energy, and some things on the defensive end were certainly not good. But again, just offensive execution as far as turnovers go, just missed shots, but Baylor redeemed itself a bit with 5 straight points over the last 2 minutes of the game. But still, when you score 24 points and then you're just able to get 12 in the next quarter, you know, some of that could have been Louisiana Tech, but I think Coach Nicky wants to see that energy to stick over those final 10 minutes.
Agreed. Well, let's take a look at the at stats right now. Team stats, first worth noting, Baylor shot 60% in the first quarter, then just 33% in the second. Overall, they're shooting 48%. They've held Louisiana Tech, a very good offensive team, to just 21 first-half points and 28% shooting. Lady Techsters 9 of 32 from the floor, 3 of 12 beyond the arc. Baylor is 3 of 8. No free throws taken by Louisiana Tech. Baylor nearly 80% from the line, 7 of 9. Both teams have coughed it up 10 times. Baylor has outscored them off those turnovers 6-0. An edge on the boards. Baylor 19-16. Second chance points, though, Louisiana Tech's way 5-0 in favor of the visitors. Baylor with 13 bench points compared to 4 for Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech, when you look at their scoring output, it's pretty balanced. No one with more than 4. Hillary Dawson and Jordan Marshall with 4 apiece, 3 apiece for Alexia Weaver, for Jordan Morris, for Gianna Morris, and for Paige Bradley. After that, no one else with more than 2. For the Bears, 12 points for Talia Scott, 4 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 beyond the arc. 3 of 4 from the free throw line to go along with an assist. After that, 8 points for Yuting Dunn. Dunn with 8 points on 2 of 3 shooting, including a 3. And she hit all 3 of her free throws. 5 apiece for freshman Markayla Johnson and Bella Fauntleroy. Markayla Johnson, 2 of 4. Bella is 2 of 7. 4 points for Kirsten Johnson to go along with 2 rebounds, a steal, and a blocked shot. Kaylin Elms, Kyla Abraham, and Dariana Littlepage Buggs all played, but did not score. It all adds up to a 36-21 halftime lead for the Bears here at intermission. We'll take a timeout here on the Nissan Halftime Report, and when we come back, Lori will take a look at other scores around the nation. And a lot going on at Baylor today to talk about throughout the day. She'll give you an update on that when we come back. Again, at halftime, Baylor up 36-21. You're listening to Baylor Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/GoGold. Sic 'em Bears.
Hellberg Barbecue is a family-owned business started here in Waco, Texas, and proud to serve the local area. They love to cater all kinds of events, big and small. Serving Baylor and its families is one of their favorite things, and they even ship barbecue nationwide. Check them out while here in Waco or online and support one of Waco's local barbecue restaurants, Hellberg Barbecue. Salt, pepper, and a whole lot of prayer.
Hi, I'm Jim Turner at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. As we celebrate our 10th year anniversary, I want to say thank you to all of our customers. Our dealership is more than a business to me. That's why when you come see us for a reliable new Chevy or award-winning service, we treat you like family. Come see our new collision center, now open to serve you even better for many years to come. Enjoy the game, then come see us at Jim Turner Chevrolet in McGregor. Together, let's drive.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back, everyone, into Foster Pavilion and the Nissan Halftime Show. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lori Fogelman and Derek Smith here courtside as Baylor leads Louisiana Tech at the half, 36-21. As Derek mentioned, a lot going on in Baylor athletics today. We'll start with some great news out of Baylor athletics, which announced today a contract extension for Baylor soccer head coach Michelle Leonard. Coach had her team advance to the Sweet 16. They lost 2-1 in double overtime to Ohio State. But what a season for the Baylor Soccer Bears. They finished the year 14-5-4 in the Big 12 Conference. They were 7-3-1 and again advanced to the Sweet 16 and were very close to moving on to the Elite Eight. Coach Leonard completed her fourth season. She's a great fit at Baylor. And we are glad for Baylor Athletics announcement today that she will be with the Bears for a good while now. Also, speaking of Coach Leonard, she will join Coach Aranda on the Coaches Show today, live from Rudy's. That is at 6 o'clock tonight. Continuing with Baylor basketball, Baylor Bears will take on San Diego State. 9:30 tonight. That's the final game of that Players Era tournament in Las Vegas. Again, tip is at 9:30. The pregame show begins on 1660 at 9 p.m. with John Morris and Pat Nunley on the call. Number 23 Baylor volleyball and number 20 TCU in Fort Worth right now, and Baylor won set one and now is down 21-16 in set two. But that's a big matchup today, a top 25 matchup between number 23 Baylor volleyball and number 20 TCU. We'll keep our eyes on that score in Fort Worth. And of course, Baylor football coming up, the final game at home. It's senior day as Baylor and Houston play at McLean Stadium Saturday at 11 a.m. Our score at the half, it's Baylor 36 and Louisiana Tech 21. We'll be back with more in just a moment as we get set for the second half of Baylor women's basketball here at Foster Pavilion. You're listening to Baylor women's basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to Nextlink Internet. With Nextlink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, Nextlink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give Nextlink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears!
Kids can now join the Baylor Cub Club, the official kids club of Baylor Athletics, presented by Green Eye Associates. Fans 12 and under can register for the low cost of $25 and gain exclusive benefits and access to Baylor Athletics events. Members receive free admission to select events, exclusive giveaway access, and their own membership package. To register your Cub, please visit BaylorBears.com/Cub Club. Sign your Cub up today.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
You've been listening to the Nissan Halftime Show on the Baylor Sports Media Network. Brought to you by TFNB, the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Nissan, innovation that excites. Lidman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we get set for the second half action with the Baylor Bears. As we rejoin Derek Smith live from the booth, bringing you the second half of action and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Well, both teams back out of the locker room here, and we're less than a minute away from the start of the second half here at Foster Pavilion. Baylor with a 36-21 halftime lead. A good first quarter, not so good second. See if they can close this strong. By the way, Lori, across the way, we see our excellent sports information director, Colin Pirtle's family, across the way. His parents in town for their annual Pirtle-Palooza Festival, and so good to see. Actually, they don't call it that, just me.
I just love that there. Nice alliteration.
But thank you, but happy Thanksgiving to them. We appreciate all Colin does. And Krista, the sister who used to be the women's basketball SID and now works in the Bear Foundation. So the Pirtle family dynasty continues here. Women's basketball. But happy Thanksgiving to them, and happy Thanksgiving to you and everyone listening.
Yeah. Well, our Pirtle is our Paris correspondent as well, and we appreciated him pinch hitting in that role.
He did a great job interviewing Jennifer Van Gandvik to start the year. Yep. All right, second half underway here as Louisiana Tech begins on offense. Original starters on the floor for the Bears and for Louisiana Tech. Here's a pull-up jumper, airballed by Weaver. And then Bella Fauntleroy unnecessarily tried to grab the rebound. It was beyond her grasp, and she just knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Louisiana Tech with 13 seconds to shoot.
Techsters could have knocked that ball back out.
Long inbounds to Bradley. They're going to fire it right back in the post. Here's an off-balance attempt by Dawson. No, she dumps it off last second, and a foul is called on the Bears as Marshall comes out of there in a crowd with the pass and flings it up wildly, but draws the foul, so they will go to the free throw line here after that foul to start the second half. That's going to go on Kirsten Johnson. It's her first and the team's first in the third quarter. First free throw is no good by Marshall at the front of the rim, then the back of the rim, and wouldn't fall through. So that means if she misses here, the fans in the baseline seats will get cupcakes, and cupcakes they shall receive as she misses the second free throw. Missed them both, and now Baylor back the other way.
Well, I hope they continue to be loud, too, on those free throws, because I think that helped.
Oh, Buggs gets the pass in close near the basket and can't hit. A jump ball called on the rebound. Boy, that little floater hit every part of the rim and wouldn't fall. She just right now is in a situation where it seems like nothing shooting-wise is going right. But we know she needs to just stay with it. It'll come, but I know that's got to be frustrating right now as Baylor plays it back in with 18 seconds to shoot. And a whistle away from the ball. Offensive foul. It goes against Bella Fauntleroy, and that's her third. Bella Fauntleroy doesn't look pleased with the call, but what can you do? Yuting Dunn will check in for her as Key replaces Weaver for Louisiana Tech. Their leading scores have 4 apiece, Dawson and Marshall. Baylor's Talia Scott has 12. 40 seconds gone in the third quarter. Already 2 fouls called on the Bears, unfortunately. Louisiana Tech's missed a couple of free throws. Here is Key with a low dribble, tries to get inside on KJ, sends it out for a catch-and-shoot three that's way off the mark by Morris. Jana Van Geitenbeek chases down the long rebound, flips it out to Talia Scott, steps into a three and knocks it down.
Boy, that's all about hustle from Jana. She had come from the far side of the floor to be able to track that basketball down, motored her way into the Big 12 logo and shot it out to a waiting Talia Scott, who nails the three.
Baylor up by 18 at 39-21. Here is Morris unloading a three off the handoff from Dawson, no good. Here's KJ with the rebound. She gives it to Jana Van Geitenbeek. Jana with 2 points, 2 assists without a turnover. Van Geitenbeek flings it to Yu-Ting Dunn. Fires a nice touch pass to KJ, cutting down the lane for two.
Boy, well executed, and Dunn knew exactly what to do with the ball, and KJ just bounced away for an easy two at the rim.
6 points now for Kirsten Johnson for Yu-Ting Dunn. That's her first assist. Back the other way, Louisiana Tech. Marshall has it in the corner. Dribble handoff there to Morris. Morris on the drive, now lets the defender sling by and hits the mid-range jumper from the right elbow. First scoring of the second half for Louisiana Tech. Baylor leads it by 18 at 41-23. Baylor's largest lead came a moment ago at 20 points. See if they can match that once again. Talia Scott's going to try and better it with a three, and she does.
Boy, I tell you, you got to give an assist that time to Bugs, because she just set a screen and gave space to Talia. She doesn't need much, but boy, she had a clean look at the three.
Now a lob down low. Dawson shakes loose but can't hit in close. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Louisiana Tech. 2.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. Baylor has a game-high 21-point lead at 44-23.
By the way, they did give that assist to Bugs because she is the one who handed it off and then screened.
Baylor really with some defense as they try to play it in from the baseline. They get it to Weaver, who pushes it in the corner where the three is missed by Bradley. Weak side rebound, offensive style, though, grabbed by Marshall, but tried to determine where to go with the basketball. Yeah, she walked with it.
And Dunn went down, but Bugs came over, and Bugs was all over her to cause that turnover. So that's, for Bugs, she's doing all the right things. It's just, once she can get that offense going.
She's got the ball on the left perimeter, fires it up top to KJ, around the horn to Van Geitenbeek. Bugs cuts to the basket, but Van Geitenbeek with the defense, forced to go out to Talia Scott, who dribbles in a crowd, just lost the basketball, and then to compound things, a foul was called on Talia going after the ball once again. That's her first and the team's third with 6:58 to play in the third quarter. Baylor is up 44-23. Louisiana Tech has the basketball. Here is Weaver with it. Right perimeter. Switches to the left hand, crosses over, retreats beyond the arc on the bounce, gives it off to Bradley. Their leading scorer has been quiet today, which is 3 points on 1 for 7 shooting. She tries a bounce pass that's kicked by the Bears, and that'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. 44-23 Bears. They've outscored Louisiana Tech 8-2 to start this third quarter. So a little better out of halftime than we saw leading into halftime. Weaver's inbounds pass is tipped and stolen by the Bears. Scott tipped it, Bugs stole it, Bugs fires it too strong for KJ, trying to cup and eat the basket. KJ's 6'4", and that was just a little too high and a little beyond her grasp. She got a hand on it, but couldn't hold it. Weaver now the other way for Louisiana Tech. Gives it to Dawson, who hands it back to Weaver, circling downhill, drives inside, has her shot altered by KJ. She missed. Now, fight for the rebound. There were two Bears around it along with Hillary Dawson, and it's out of bounds off of Baylor.
I think Jana had that rebound. She went flying in there to pull that down, and I think it dribbled off of her hands, and I think KJ was standing out of bounds. And the ball touched her.
I think you're right. Shot clock is reset to 30 seconds for Louisiana Tech, who will play it in. They're out there on offense with Avery Aaron, who has returned for Dawson. Aaron, Weaver, Bradley, Thompson, and Morris. The Bears defensively with Van Geitenbeek, Scott, Dunn, Bugs, and KJ.
Baylor is 3 of its last 3 here, but they've also committed 3 turnovers since we started this second quarter as well.
Officials reset the shot clock to 20 seconds now as Weaver plays it in on a bounce to Aaron. Back to the basket. Tries to bang her way inside on KJ. Nearly walked with it. Missed the shot. Tried to flip it in going left to right. She missed. Here come the Bears. Good defense there by Baylor in the post. Van Geitenbeek in the corner. Slings it up top to KJ. Now cross court to Talia Scott. Scott on the drive. Puts it on the floor. Gets inside. A little runner is short. And the rebound grabbed by Aaron. That is the first miss of the day in 7 shot attempts for Talia Scott. Now Bradley, as she tries a Euro step, is stripped of the basketball by Bugs. Bugs dribbles into the front court, looking to bang inside, tries a follow-away, and it's perfect.
I'm glad Bugs just put that ball on the floor, didn't give it up, took some contact, and just dropped in one of those patented step-back jumpers.
Here is Avery Aaron with a flip outside to Morris. Morris wants to drive inside on Jen, who got a hand up. Oh, and a foul is called. Jen was just backpedaling a little too much, so when the contact occurred, she was hit with the foul. Her first, the team's fourth. Comes with 5:31 to play in the third quarter as Markayla Johnson and Kyla Abraham check in. They'll replace Jenna Van Geitenbeek and Kirsten Johnson. Baylor is up 46-23 with 5:31 to play in the third quarter, doubling up Louisiana Tech. They have scored 10 of the 12 points so far in this quarter. A foul on Van Geitenbeek will send Morris to the line, and her first free throw rattles out. Morris is 3 of 5 on the season. She's got one more coming. They already got cupcakes a moment ago, with the fans did, with 2 Louisiana Tech misses. But they wouldn't mind getting a second opportunity to cheer, but she hits the second. And it's a 22-point Baylor lead, just about halfway through the third quarter. Here is Talia Scott on the drive, right side, nearly lost it, gets a hold of it once again, sends it in the corner to Markayla Johnson up top. Oh, Yuting Dong could have just shot the ball, but she tried to dribble with it and traveled, and Coach Nikki's telling her, shoot it. Shoot it when you get it like that.
Yeah, didn't need to take that extra dribble and a step back at all. She had space to be able to take that shot. And I bet you they'll put the ball in her hands the next time, and she will shoot it.
Here's Weaver running point for the Lady Texters. Feeds it ahead to Aaron. Top of the key, faces the basket. Finds Thompson down low, and as she tries to shake loose to take the post entry pass, a foul called on Markayla Johnson, and that is going to send Thompson to the free throw line. She is 7 of 8 on this season. Yeah, Thompson, a JUCO transfer for them, who can be a nice player, but she's really struggled with her shot this year. Just 5 of 31, 1 of 18 from beyond the arc, and 7 of 8, though, from the free throw line, and now 8 of 9. So she's been good on her free throws, and she hits the first there. One more coming for the 6'4" Thompson. Misses the second. Dunn leaps to high point the rebound. Here comes Baylor the other way. Dunn with 8 points, a rebound, and an assist. Here is a look at a 3 from Talia Scott. She's fouled beyond the arc, and she'll have 3 free throws coming following our third quarter media timeout. That foul is on Avery Aaron, her third, the first on Louisiana Tech, and we'll have those free throws coming after this here from Foster Pavilion. I want to say hello to all of you watching on the Courtside Cam, brought to you by Nextlink. Reliable high-speed internet for your home or business. Appreciate all of you watching our Courtside Cam here from Foster Pavilion today. Baylor up by 21, 46-25 midway through the third quarter here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. When it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. But with the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't buy from social media ads unless the ad is from a verified company. When you click those ads, you open yourself up to fraud. If it seems too good to be true, it almost always is.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Lights down here at the third quarter media timeout at Foster Pavilion. Fans cheering along with the chanting "Bear Up" on the screen. Always gets them involved here. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday afternoon. Happy early Thanksgiving to everyone. Appreciate those of you here at Foster in person and everyone listening today on the Baylor Sports Media Network or watching on the Courtside cam. And Lori, happy Thanksgiving to you and Emily and your growing family. Emily has a wedding coming up in December, so you get to enjoy her. You get to enjoy this time with her. One more Thanksgiving before it's official.
That is true, but also we'll have some basketball sandwiched in between a wedding as well. So we're excited. We have a lot of people coming from out of town, and absolutely delighted to know that there will be women's basketball before and after the wedding. So they
and their home games.
Yes, and they want to come in and experience Foster Pavilion. So they're really excited about that and excited about the wedding as well.
Yes, all of the above.
Yeah, and we wish Emily and Hunter the very best. And
for sure.
I know Emily is working today, but I know she's keeping one eye or ear on Baylor women's basketball today. Huge fan for her entire life, actually.
Well, she grew up courtside. We know this.
She went to her first basketball game when she was 3 weeks old.
Wow.
I don't know if they tell you to do that nowadays, but Emily didn't stand a chance. She is all about the Bears.
Well, out of the timeout, 3 free throws for Talia Scott. She was fouled on a 3 attempt. The first one rattles home. She's got 19 points. She's a point away from having reached the 20-point mark in all 7 of her games as a Bear. Second free throw is up, and she's at 20.
Would you call that kind of a 20, a quiet 20?
Yes, because she's only taken 7 shot attempts. Very efficient, 6 of 7 from the floor. She hits the third free throw. 6, much more efficient than the other night, right? And you're going to have games like that. That's not a knock, but she's going to take a high volume of shots. But today she hasn't taken a high volume. She still hit 20. Here's Aaron with the basketball at the other end. Baylor nearly doubling up Louisiana Tech 49-25 with 4:46 to play in the third. Aaron slings it outside for a catch-and-shoot 3 from Morris that's short. Wedges in the heel of the basketball, and on the fight for the rebound, a jump ball is called. Thompson had it in her hand, but Bears just got hands in there as well and tied her up. So it'll stay with Louisiana Tech with 19 seconds to shoot, and then that'll reset the possession arrow to Baylor when they play it in. Kira Pemberton in for the first time on the afternoon. Here's a pass to Bradley, who drives inside. I beg your pardon, that is Weaver who drives inside, lays it in, and then draws the foul on Pemberton, her first. So a chance of a 3-point play that was Bradley, I'm sorry. Bradley now has 6 points on 2 of 8 shooting. She's 1 of 2 from the line, and she's got a free throw coming here. It's up, and it is good, and it's a 21-point game once again. Baylor by 21, 49-28, 4:34 to play in the third. Different lineup out there for the Bears right now. It is Scott, Markayla Johnson, Dunn, Pemberton, and Kyla Abraham. Here is Talia Scott off the screen. Catch and shoot 3 from the left side. Left it short. Offensive rebound. Pemberton stripped on the way back up. Got it back. Lets the defender fly by and lays it in. Good effort there by the transfer.
Especially after you give up an and one the last time down the floor. As soon as you stepped on, that was all effort that time from Pemberton.
Here is Weaver on the drive. A kick out to Bradley. Can't clear the shot. Feeds it to Aaron, center of the floor. Pemberton guarding her. Aaron puts it on the floor. Fires it left side. Here on the drive is Morris looking to flip inside. Challenges Abraham. Flips it off glass too hard. And Baylor fumbles the rebound out of bounds. But we've said that a few times the last couple games. That's something they got to make sure you just latch onto those. Maintain those possessions.
Yeah, do the old Raiders thing, put some stickum on your hands. Don't do that, but just pretend you do and pull it down.
Baylor up by a score of 51-28 is nearly a turnover by Louisiana Tech, but they're able to play it in from the baseline at the last second. And then Avery Aaron trying to set a screen is called for an offensive foul. That's her 4th personal.
We see a lot of those calls this year. Is that a moving screen? And you're glad when it goes your way rather than the other.
Yeah. Mackenzie Worm checks back in place of Avery Aaron, who has 4 fouls now. Yeah, Baylor with possession.
And Van Geitenbeek in now for Talia Scott, who gets an opportunity to sit on the bench for a while.
Van Geitenbeek to Pemberton. Perimeter right. She turns and faces the basket. Thompson guarding her for the Lady Texters. Gives it back to Janice. She's got to unload a 3 from the left side. A little bit short. Offensive rebound. Put back short, but a foul. Markayla Johnson was undercut beneath the basket there by Jaden Terry, who's in for the first time, and that will send her to the free throw line.
These are big free throws for Markayla. I think she saw the ball go through the hoop and feeling good, and let's hope she could do that from the free throw line as well.
She's got 5 points, 1 of 2 from the line, and now 6 as she hits the first. 3:23 to play, third quarter. All Bears in this one, 52-28, as Dariana Littlepage Buggs is ready to check back in. Johnson hits them both, and that will give Buggs the chance to return in place of Yuting Dunn.
2 big free throws there, and I'm talking about just not big as far as the game goes, but just big for continuing to build the confidence of Markayla Johnson.
Baylor has outscored Louisiana Tech by 10 here in the third quarter, 17-7. 3:22 to play here in the third quarter. Talia Scott leads all scorers with 21. Yuting Dunn second behind her with 8. No one for Louisiana Tech has more than 7. They're going to play it in. It is Morris running point across midcourt, picked up by Markayla Johnson, the taller Baylor defender. Now Bradley bounces to Worm. Worm, perimeter right. Abraham out there guarding her. She fires and low to Bradley in a crowd. Hits a cutting Terry for the layup. Terry with a backdoor cut there, and Bradley found her for 2. Baylor turned around to see her coming, but it was a little bit too late. Under 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. There's a pass up top. Open look at a 3 for Pemberton. Perfect. Kira Pemberton has hit both of her shots here off the bench. She's got 5 points. That's her first 3 in a Baylor uniform.
We know she is one of those players who can score, as she did during her career at North Dakota.
Yes, she averaged 16 points and 7 boards last year for the Fighting Sioux. Baylor is up by 26 now at 56-30. Here's a drive by Morris. She's cut off, feeds it outside right wing to Terry. Back to Morris, lobs it down low, 6 seconds to shoot. Worm may not realize it, tries to bounce and hit a cutting Marshall. Morris can't connect on the pass, and it's stolen by Pemberton. Pemberton ahead to Jana Van Geitenbeek, around a screen on the drive, finds Abraham, top of the key, who gives it back to her. Baylor up 56-30. There's a kick out in the corner. Open look at a 3. Markayla Johnson too strong. Rebound batted to the top of the arc. Abraham to Jana, who can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound by Buggs, and then she is knocked to the ground, and it's lost out of bounds. Boy, a lot of contact. She hit the deck there, and maybe not enough for a foul, but she couldn't hold on to it out of bounds, and it goes back to the Lady Texters out of Conference USA. Playing here for the second time in as many years. Under 2 minutes to go here in the third. Baylor 56, Louisiana Tech 30. Baylor hitting 49% of their shots and holding Louisiana Tech to 27%. Here is Key back in, wants to drive inside on Van Geitenbeek, bumps into Pemberton, loses the ball, stolen by the Bears. There's an outlet pass from Van Geitenbeek ahead to Markayla Johnson, count it, and put her on the line. Markayla Johnson with a new career high. She's got 9 points. She can make it 10 from the free throw line as she took that feed in a crowd, really threaded the needle there to Jana Van Geitenbeek, and then the freshman with the finish.
I really like the way that she was able to maneuver and make that quick cut to go left. A nice finish at the rim.
Mackenzie Worm with the foul. That's her second. Now Louisiana Tech will be over the bonus on the next foul. Markayla Johnson looking to reach double digits for the first time as a Bear, but she won't here as the free throw's too strong. Baylor up by 28 points here, late third quarter, 94 seconds to go to be exactly. Nearly a steal by Markayla Johnson as she just really tried to shave through that dribble from Madison Key and knocked it away out of bounds. Minute 32 to play here in the third. Key will lob it into Worm, flips it back to her in the corner, but she can't clear a shot, drives inside, sends it to Bradley. Right wing beyond the three-point arc, guarded by Pemberton. Puts it on the floor, around a screen from Worm. Now back the other way to the right. Pemberton stays with her, fighting through these screens. Here's Bradley circling beneath the basket. Reverse layup is good. Tell you what, to get from the arc to the basket, she must have ran about 50 or 60 feet, but she managed to flip it in on the reverse layup. Buggs has the ball, thought about a three. She will unload a three. It's online, but too strong. Worm collects the rebound. Under a minute to go in the third. Baylor by 26, 58-32. It is Bradley stepping into a three up top, too strong. Thompson had a hand on the offensive rebound, but Buggs clears it for the Bears. 45 seconds to go, third quarter, 19 between the clocks. Jana Van Geitenbeek angles down the middle of the lane, now picks up the dribble, flips it outside to Buggs. Buggs with a scoop to Markayla. Markayla looking for Buggs, instead puts it on the floor, sends it in the corner. Pemberton head fakes a shot, drives inside, tries to feed Abraham, and a crowd ball knocked away. Pemberton got it back and flips it in with the shot clock dwindling. Pemberton with her best game as a Bear. She has 7 points. The Baylor lead is back up to 28 at 60-32. Louisiana Tech can play for the third quarter's final shot here with under 10 seconds to go. Key on the drive. Abraham guarding her. Pushes her back out. They send it in the corner where Thompson's three is blocked. Here's Buggs taking the batted pass. Drives to midcourt. Lets it fly, and it's off the mark. As the third quarter ends, Baylor 60, Louisiana Tech 32. The 2025-26 women's basketball season is presented by Central National Bank, proudly serving Central Texans in Waco. Temple and Austin, bank different, Bank Central, Central National Bank. Final 10 minutes straight ahead here from Foster Pavilion. All Bears in this one up 60-32 as we head to the fourth quarter on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
TFNB Your Bank for Life is the official local bank of Baylor Athletics. Find out why more Central Texas are making TFNB their bank for life. Sign up for our Edge checking and savings accounts to earn interest or cash back. With 5 convenient locations and an award-winning mobile app, banking has never been easier. TFNB Your Bank for Life. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor 60, Louisiana Tech 32. That's the score as we head into the fourth quarter. This is a Louisiana Tech team that Laureate hit 45% of their shots from the field this year, averaging 86 points per game. But today, not the story. Baylor has held them to 32 through 3 quarters. They're shooting under 30%, actually 27.7% to be precise from the field. And Baylor's had a couple of offensive lulls, but on the whole, coming off of a pretty tiring stretch so far, a solid effort through 30. Now they got to close it out.
Yeah, the other thing I see that just stands out is Baylor's turned the ball over quite a bit today. 15 turnovers, but they were clamping down after those turnovers, and just a single free throw off of those. Baylor's been able to score 12 points off of 16 turnovers by Louisiana Tech. So, we're getting that final frame, the final 10 minutes, and Baylor up by 28.
It's been nice to see the bench step up. Today, Baylor's bench has scored a season-high 24 points, and you've got Kira Pemberton, who, if we're being honest, has really struggled to find her place through the first 6 games. But today she's coming off the bench and hit all three of her shots, 7 points. She's got a rebound. You've got Yu-Ting Dunn has had a nice game, 8 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Markayla Johnson, a career-high 9 points. Hopefully the freshman can cross double digits for the first time. So, really everyone getting in on it. By the way, quietly, Colin Pirtle reminds us that Dariana Little-Page Buggs has crossed double-digit rebounds now at 10. All right, fourth quarter underway. Van Geitenbeek, as Baylor begins on offense, feeds it to Buggs, bounces it in a crowd, and a foul is called against Louisiana Tech as Bella Fauntleroy hits the deck. Paris Bradley called for the foul. The DFW area native hit with her second and the team's first, and the Bears will play it in for the baseline. Kayla Nelms is out there for the Bears to start the fourth quarter, along with Buggs, Scott, Fauntleroy, and Van Geitenbeek will play it in from the baseline. Jana floats it in to Fauntleroy, fakes a handoff, backs her way in and flips it through.
I loved it. She got tripped last time, went down hard, and I think she just wanted that basketball to be able to make that strong move and get that one back.
Game-high 30-point lead for the Bears, one possession into the fourth quarter. Louisiana Tech with the ball for the first time here in quarter number 4 as Marshall puts it on the floor, hands it off to Madison Scott Key, angling to the right, pulls up for a jumper and knocks down the mid-range. Got a little room as Buggs flew by and knocked it down. Baylor by 28. Here's Shanna Van Geitenbeek with a head fake. Nearly lost the ball. Did lose the ball. Out of bounds, trying to drive inside. That is another turnover. And again, like you said, Laura, that's more than you want. 16 of them for the Bears. Baylor has forced 16, but given it up 16 as here's a driving attempt missed. At the other end by Key, Nelms collects the rebound and gives it to Van Geitenbeek. Baylor's outscored them off of those turnovers, 12 points to 1, though. Talia Scott with a hop, skip, but a jump inside, but she can't finish with the left hand. And here comes Weaver the other way. Lobs it inside to Marshall. Stripped of the ball, got it back, lost it again, got it back a second time, has it knocked away a third time, gets it back. Now here is Marshall again at the top of the arc. Minute 20 gone, fourth quarter. Hands it off to Weaver, lobs it down low. Marshall cuts inside, misses the shot there as Nelms got a hand on it. Jana Van Geitenbeek the other way, lobs down low. Buggs takes the feed, misses in close. And a jump ball is called. It's going to favor the possession arrow is Louisiana Tech. Now Buggs is 1 of 9 from the field, and it's just not falling today. It's going to, but it's not today. Still, Baylor is up by 28 points, 62-34. Minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Weaver with it, right-hand dribble, slowing it down across midcourt in the half court. Here's Bradley taking the feed, slings it inside as she sucks the defense in, and the three is missed from there by Morris. Nelms with the rebound, gives it to Jana Van Geitenbeek. 2 minutes gone, fourth quarter. Here is Jana, right side, finds Scott open for three. That's off the mark, offensive rebound. Buggs goes back up off the glass and finishes with the left hand.
Buggs was not going to short that one. Got her second basket of the day.
Baylor by 30 once again. Here is Weaver weaving at the top of the arc, feeding it along the baseline where Hillary Dawson finishes with the right hand. Baylor by 28. Back the other way. Fauntleroy open for a corner three. Too strong. Weak side rebound. Grabbed by Nelms. Bears will get another crack at it. Scott head fakes a three. Kicks it in the corner. Here's an open look from Nelms. Rattles out. Rebound batted around. Knocked out of bounds to Louisiana Tech. That one just didn't quite want to stay down. Terry returns for Louisiana Tech. Baylor up 64-36. Both teams have scored 4 points apiece in the fourth quarter. Here is Weaver with it, running point. Now I beg your pardon, but Morris has it now to Terry. Terry back to Aaron, puts it on the floor, top of the key, ball knocked around. It's kicked away by Terry, stolen by the Bears. Looked like a field goal attempt that hit off the back of someone.
Like we were playing soccer.
Now Baylor in transition. Bella Fauntleroy swoops inside, fires it off glass and in for two more. Bella Fauntleroy with 9 points for the Bears. It's 66-36. Here's a pass to Avery Aaron and a timeout called by Louisiana Tech, which brings us to our first fourth quarter media timeout. All Bears in this one, they're up 66-36 with 6:46 to play in the ball game. Hey, Bears fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like, proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Bears by 30. We'll take a break and come back with 6:46 to play in the fourth quarter after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
See for yourself why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green, along with her dedicated optometrists and staff. Receive trustworthy insights about your eye health, enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear, and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes, face, and neck areas with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Visit greeneyeassociates.com. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics.
Hey Baylor fans, game day experiences for the 2025 football season are on sale now. Fans can purchase exclusive experiences online, including on-field photos, sideline access during warm-ups, tunnel access during the team runout, an in-game radio booth experience with the voice of the Bears, a birthday bash, and much more. There is limited availability per game, so purchase your experience today at BaylorBears.com/group experiences to lock in your one-of-a-kind game day experience today.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor by 30 with 6:46 to play, 66-36 the score. And Lori, I think the drama in this game right now is about can the bench continue to extend that lead. Louisiana Tech, one of the better offensive teams through the first 5 games this year in the nation. Baylor's held them low tonight, just 28% shooting, but they've got some firepower out there. So what I want to see is can Markayla Johnson and Kira Pemberton and Kayla Nelms and Yu-Ting Dawn try to hold them down and see if you can pull away with some of these bench players out there.
Yeah, this is really important. You want to be able to extend the lead. Don't give it up. Don't let Louisiana Tech just be able to dictate offense or defense. So the ones we're looking at as far as scoring goes, Nelms and Abraham are the only ones who haven't hit the scoreboard just yet, but opportunities are coming their way.
It's not that we're done with the starters. You look out there, you see actually a few of them back in out of the timeout. In fact, Nelms the only reserve out there after the bench played for much of the end of the third quarter. And now a whistle as Louisiana Tech is about to play it in. I want to note that it's not been the best shooting game. Bella Fauntleroy 4 of 10 from the floor after she had been 2 for her last 15. So there were some rough shooting days in Orlando for some players. Now we just need to see a couple of them fall for Bugs today, who is 2 for 10, 4 points, 11 rebounds. Tech plays it in and hands it off to Key, drives inside, misses in a crowd. Van Geitenbeek rebounds, brings it up across midcourt as Yu-Ting Dawn prepares to check back in for her next dead ball. Here's a handoff to Bella Fauntleroy, bounces in the post, good position, Nelms, but couldn't finish in close there. A little bit of a spin on it, maybe even a slight touch of the basketball by Louisiana Tech, whatever the case, missed shot there. Now a catch and shoot 3, spins out. That was down for Morris, but popped back out, and here come the Bears once again. Jenna Van Geitenbeek with it. Tries to hit Talia Scott with a pass and does. Scott kick out. Here's a 3 attempt by Bella Fauntleroy. It is good. And then Scott is fouled right simultaneously with the 3. So Baylor here is going to get the benefit of that. Scott hit the deck hard, and you can tell she's in a little bit of pain. And let's take a look at that. She fed Bella Fauntleroy, who hit the 3. And then...
Ooh. Undercut. Ouch. That had to hurt, hitting her hip. Whew.
Yeah, that looked like it was in some pain, and she's still grimacing a little bit. Well, Bella Fauntleroy hit the 3 there to make it 69-36. Bella Fauntleroy now in double digits with 12 points, and they're going to look at that to see if it was deemed.
Ow. Ooh. Hit the...
So they're looking to see if that came before the 3. They're looking to see if that came before the 3 attempt by Bella Fauntleroy. I tell you what, when you get a player that wide open and a player hit that hard to the ground, my heart says you deserve the points and the ball. But, we'll see.
Let's see. Here's the play right here.
Well, the foul did come before the 3.
But did the whistle?
Did the whistle? That's the question. The foul did come before the 3. If we're being, they've already taken it off the board. I think Coach Nicky's already asking if we're going to get the ball underneath here. We'll see. They're looking at it. I mean, I want that 3 for Bella.
Yeah, and an assist for Talia, too.
Yeah, but that foul did come before the 3. So we're going to be honest about it. By the way, just as an aside, so I was listening to Baylor men's win over Creighton Monday afternoon, whatever. I don't know what day it is. I'm not sure what area code we're in some of these days, but I was listening to that, and Pat Nunley honestly mentioned that Baylor got away with a call. A blocking foul was called on Creighton, and it should have been a charge, and it wasn't called. And Pat Nunley acknowledged that, just said, hey, kind of favorable call for Baylor there. John did too, John Morris. Well, have you heard the Creighton announcers call it? It went pretty wild over the internet. He went berserk. I think that's the right call. Yeah. If you heard that, the shot does not count because it came after the foul. So Baylor played in from baseline.
And it did.
But, man, Creighton's announcer went nuts. I've never heard anything quite like that from a play-by-play guy.
I thought it was just one of those dubbed somebody else's call from somewhere else. I didn't think it was real. And then I found out,
oh, it was real. I can't imagine John doing that,
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes it happens that
Sometimes people just get upset. Here is Jenna Van Geitenbeek wanting to play it in from the baseline, and a whistle as Talia Scott hits a 3 from the corner, but a whistle away from the ball will negate that as a foul is called before the shot on Hillary Dawson. Her first.
That's 6 points.
Yes, that's 6 points taken off the board there by these fouls.
Come on.
Talia Scott laughing about it, though. I guess she's all right. Baylor by 30 in this game with 6:07 to play. Van Geitenbeek to play it in again. Looking, finds Nelms beneath the basket, knocked away. It'll stay with the Bears. Markayla Johnson to check back in for the Bears. She'll give Jana Van Geitenbeek a breather. Jana today 2 points. She's taken just 3 shots, but she has 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and just 1 turnover. Talia Scott looking to play it in from the baseline. Looking, finds Bella Fauntleroy. 1 dribble, goes inside, misses the shot off glass. Nelms fights for the rebound. It's chased down in the corner by Louisiana Tech. Avery Aaron comes out of there with, I think, Bella absorbed a little punishment chasing after that. Here's Aaron cutting to the basket for the layup. A good find there by Key. Baylor by 28 points, 66-38, with 5:40 to play in the ball game. Not a lot of offense here the first half of this fourth quarter. Nelms kicks it into the corner. Dunn unloads a 3 and misses it. Didn't have a good look at that off the side of the backboard there. And now here comes Louisiana Tech with it. Pull-up jumper by Key. Back rim, no. Nelms collects the rebound. That's her 4th off the bench today. Talia Scott into the front court. Angles to the middle of the floor. Now back around a Nelms screen. Lost it. Got it back, and Key Fowler. That's a Grand Prairie native in Key called for the foul. Her first, actually her second, and the team's 4th. Bradley and Thompson return for Louisiana Tech. Kyla Abraham is back in for the Bears. Abraham and Nelms, the only 2 Bears who have yet to score on the day. And Markayla Johnson plays it into Talia Scott. Scott with a game-high 21 points. She's reached 20 points in all 7 of her Baylor games. Fauntleroy kicks it back up top to Scott. Extra pass in the corner to Markayla. On the drive, gets inside, loses it, out to Dunn. Got it back, gives it to Scott. Scott with 5 to shoot. He's going to have to throw it up there. Bounces in the corner. Markayla Johnson with a dribble. Fires it up and air balls. And it's Louisiana Tech basketball.
Yeah, I think Talia could have gone back to the left side with Dunn. She was wide open.
Mm-hmm.
But far be it from me to say. It looked like it from here.
Here is Marshall on the drive, or I beg your pardon, Morris, and she's fouled. That's on Markayla Johnson, her 3rd. And that is going to send her to the free throw line. 4:39 to play here in the 4th quarter, and that's going to bring us to our media. I believe that's going to bring us to our media timeout. You and I realize that, but now the officials do as well. Hey, Baylor fans, this basketball season, make Pepsi your go-to game day drink because it's the only drink for basketball watching. Pepsi, that's what I like. Proud partner of Baylor Athletics. Baylor 66, Louisiana Tech 38. Here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get in the spirit of the season than with a new Toyota, like RAV4, Grand Highlander, and Corolla Cross. But to really get in the spirit, let's sing about it. So without further ado, driving through the snow in a new RAV4, hooray! To the slopes we go in a Highlander for a ski day. A Camry to get hot cocoa, tubing with a Tundra makes the kids go loco. Oh,
What is it that you have to do to get the cupcakes?
true. Toyotathon, Toyotathon.
Okay.
Toyotathon is on. Oh, what fun it is to drive a new Toyota today. Hey!
Dealer inventory may vary. Current offers on these vehicles end December 1st. Offers are subject to change throughout Toyotathon, which ends on January 5th. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places. During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a rugged new 2026 Tundra. Offer available in select states only.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
4:39 to play here at Foster Pavilion, the first of 5 consecutive games for the Bears back at home. All Baylor in this one, 66-38. Lori, it's been sort of one good quarter, one less than good quarter. And I don't want to say bad, but not up to their standard second quarter. And now this fourth quarter is only 12 points have been scored in the first 6 minutes and 21 seconds of the fourth quarter. 6 by Baylor, 6 by Louisiana Tech.
You know, Baylor could essentially have doubled that.
That's
from 6
true.
points to 12, but had a couple of threes that they made that were taken off the board because fouls were called ahead of time. But needless to say, Baylor is one of its last 7, and they haven't scored in nearly 2.5 minutes. So it's time for Baylor just to keep head in the game and see what they could do offensively here with the basketball.
Worth noting, we mentioned, Lori, the first...
Actually, we won't have the ball. It's going to be 2 free throws for Texas Tech.
That's right, yeah.
Or Louisiana Tech when we come back. I have Texas Tech on the mind because we talked about them on December 21st.
That's right.
Baylor will open Big 12 play here with the Texas Tech Lady Raiders at Foster Pavilion, and it's earlier Big 12 season than normal. Seems to be.
It is.
It's that conference creep.
Well, you know, they moved it up, because when they separated the men's and women's tournaments in Kansas City, the women's tournaments now the week before the men, there had to be some give somewhere, and that's where it took place as the first free throw spins off the back iron there by Morris. One more coming with 4:39 to play.
And I'm actually okay with that, especially that there is that break there for Christmas, especially for the coaching staff and for the and for the team to be able to have some time to spend with their families.
Now that is nice and deserved and welcome. She hit 1 of 2, Morris did, out of the timeout. Now Baylor has possession. Up 66-39 with under 4.5 to play. Bella Fauntleroy with the left-hand dribble, slices down the left side of the lane. She's blocked at the rim, and Tech comes out of there with it. But they travel with it, trying to snap through the quartet of Baylor defenders there. And it's going to give it right back to Baylor as Kira Pemberton checks in. We're going to talk to Kira on the First Central Credit Union postgame show after the game. A career-high not a career-high, a Baylor-high 7 points for her. She averaged 16 and 7 last year for North Dakota. She's back in place of Bella Fauntleroy. There's an inbound lob to the top from Talia Scott to Markayla Johnson. Scott races to the middle of the floor to retrieve it. Looks at the basket, around an Abraham screen to the left side of the floor. Shot clock at single digits. She drives inside, puts up a tough shot, and is called for a travel before she did so. Well, that's going to give it back to Louisiana Tech. Baylor has forced 18 turnovers, given it up 17 times, though the Bears have outscored them off of those turnovers 14-1. Under 4 minutes to go now. Here's a drive by Bradley and a foul called on Markayla Johnson. That's her 4th. And the Bears, that's their 2nd. Baylor has gone just under 3 minutes without a point. Louisiana Tech has had just a free throw in that same stretch. Tech plays it in to Morris. She waits for the defender to get off her feet and then flings it into a crowd. Got confused there, and it's stolen by Talia Scott. Talia Scott with the right-hand dribble. Mid-post finds Abraham. Abraham up with it, and she is fouled by Thompson. She'll go to the free throw line. That is number 2 on Kaylee Thompson and number 5 on Louisiana Tech. So Baylor shooting the penalty here for the duration of the ball game. Now let's see if Kyla Abraham can get it done from the line. Looking for her first points tonight. She's got 3 rebounds, an assist, and a block shot. And her first free throw is too strong. You know, free throws, not the strong point of her game. She's got 1 more coming. That one is short, and the rebound kicks back out to Terry. Cross midcourt for Louisiana Tech is Morris with 3.5 to go now. Kira Pemberton on the defense. Up top, she finds Terry, fakes a 3, drives inside, got a step, and a blocking foul is called on the Bears. Terry undercut by Talia Scott. And that's Scott's second foul, the team's third. I don't think Talia Scott loved that call. She's telling the official that she feels like she was set, and he's explaining to her. And that this is not a disrespectful conversation. It's a conversation, and she's figuring out what he saw. First free throw too strong, though, by Terry. The official's conversation with Talia Scott is over. She nods, so she at least has a sense of what he saw. Second free throw up, also no good. Tech missed them both. They are just 4 of 10 from the line today. Baylor, meanwhile, 12 of 17. Up 66-39. Dunn unloads a 3, but a whistle and an offensive foul is called on the Bears.
Boy, we've just hit a brick wall
we really
in
have.
this game.
Kyla Abraham called for the moving screen. That's her first and the team's fourth. Boy, Baylor has gone without a point for 3 minutes and 38 seconds and has really been at 6 points since the early stretch of this fourth quarter. Still, they lead by 27. I mean, Louisiana Tech has only scored 7 points in the fourth.
And they just managed over that time of Baylor scoring drought, just 1 free throw.
Just over 3 minutes to go. Aaron with the dribble, hands it back to Key, drives inside, finds Dawson down low for the layup. She got loose there and pushed it, finished for 2 in close. It's a 25-point Baylor lead. Baylor not playing their best basketball here in the fourth quarter by any stretch, but still leads comfortably. Bounce pass in the paint to Abraham, and she's fouled as she spins through the lane. Back to the free throw line, she will go. She just missed a pair a moment ago. Draws the foul on Hillary Dawson. That's her second. Now it's been 4 minutes and 12 seconds without a Baylor point, so let's see if she can break that streak here. She is 3 of 8 from the stripe this season. Couple of dribbles, spins the basketball. Free throw is up. Oh, that one in and out.
Well, she hit 2 big free throws at UNLV when Baylor
She did.
absolutely needed them. That first one was a line drive.
Second free throw short, offensive rebound. Yuting Dunn dribbles into their left corner and lobs it up top to Talia Scott. 2.5 minutes to go in this one. Baylor by 25. Talia Scott with a head fake, kicks it into the corner. Dunn unloads a 3. It is short. Markayla Johnson tips the rebound, keeps it alive. Whistle away from the ball, and more free throws are coming for the Bears. Foul called on Avery Aaron, and the Boerne, Texas native is fouled out of the game. That's her 5th.
I think it's Kyla back at the free throw line, and she's kind of holding her hips a little bit, but Talia Scott was there to highly encourage her.
Here is Ayla Airy back in for Aaron. Let's see if she can knock one of these down. First one is up, and it's good. She gets a glad hand from her teammates. One more coming. Let's see if the first one makes the second one easier. It's also good. There you go. She hit them both. She's scored, and Baylor is back up by 27, 68-41 with 2:23 to play. Everyone has scored in this game for the Bears, but Kaylin Elm. She's not on the floor at the moment. Here's Key circling beneath the basket, now circling to the free throw line again. Tries to lay it in over Dunn. Dunn altered the shot. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up by Pemberton. Boy, it sure looked like she was fouled as she went down.
There was no way she could get back up. So what did they end up calling? Her out of bounds?
Are they calling her out of bounds? Boy, I really thought someone kind of came down on her, but I guess not. I didn't have the best view of it from where we're located. It is going to be played in by Louisiana Tech. Bradley takes the feed, circles across the three-point arc as we're down to 2 minutes exactly remaining in this one.
Oh,
Bradley
nice.
has it stolen by Pemberton. Pemberton will take it to the basket for two.
Well, Kyla's the one who knocked that basketball away on that jump out to the perimeter. What a great defensive play.
Here's Bradley in transition, dumping it off to Airy, who misses. Bradley with the offensive rebound. No on the putback, but she'll go to the line as Pemberton is called for the body there. That's her second and the fifth on the Bears, and it will send Bradley to the free throw line. Baylor up 70-41 with 1:43 to go. Bradley is 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Quiet day today for their leading scorer. She averages 15, but she has 9 points today on 3 of 10 shooting. Make it 10 as she hits the first free throw. One more is forthcoming. It's up, and she got the bounce. Weaver will return along with Terry in place of Bradley and Morris, 2 of their scores. Just one player in double figures today for Louisiana Tech. They have 4 who average double-digit scoring, but today just 1. Under 100 seconds to go now. Kyla Abraham takes the pass, fumbles it, and is able to chase it down just before a backcourt violation. Gives it to Talia Scott with 15 seconds to shoot. Talia Scott with the crossover dribble. Fires it into the zone defense, and it's knocked away by Key and stolen. And then Kira Pemberton is called for the foul. And that's going to send Louisiana Tech back to the free throw line. Hey, Lori, want to say happy Thanksgiving to a Baylor legend and your longtime radio partner, Rick May.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Rick, happy Thanksgiving. I know as the first free throw is too strong by Key. I know even after all these years, even after I've been lucky to call these games with you for a while, sometimes I'll still hear a play. I'll hear a play in Rick's voice because it just sounds right. Second free throw is good.
I know he had some historic
He
calls.
did, yes.
Some of those that I wasn't even watching, I was just listening to him as he explained because it was just too much for me.
You were a listener, a long-time listener, too.
That's true.
Here's Dunn for 3, and in honor of Rick, boom, as she hits the 3. Rick, I don't want to steal anything from you, but that's in honor of you here.
Hey,
Dunn crosses double digits with the 3.
That was worth a boom.
Thank you. And now a layup missed in close by Key with under a minute to go. Baylor up 73-44. Lob down low as Scott, a little too much air on it, trying to hit a streaking Pemberton there, just beyond her grasp. Baylor has led in this game by as many as 30 points. It's a 29-point game right now with under a minute to go. 42 seconds to be exact. Key stalking at the top of the arc, flings it in the corner. It is Weaver on the drive, now retreats as the much taller Abraham is out there with her. Weaver with under 10 seconds to shoot, tries to find her way around a screen. She'll unload a 3. Blocked by Kyla Abraham. Baylor doesn't need to get a shot off here. Markayla Johnson doesn't realize that, though, and lays it in. Well, she crosses double digits for the first time. Shot clock is off now. We're down to 14 seconds to go. Terry drives inside, reverses it up and in, and that should conclude the scoring in this game. It is a 29-point Baylor lead as Baylor will dribble out the clock and improve to 6-1 on the year. Lori, it wasn't necessarily a thing of beauty the entire duration of the game, but it's a win. The Bears win their first of a 5-game homestand, and like what the bench did today. I think that's my big takeaway from the game today. I think we saw Kira Pemberton play well. We saw Markayla Johnson play well. Kyla Abraham came through late. It was a lot of players off the bench today were able to take advantage of the minutes.
And those are valuable minutes. I mean, Baylor has to continue to develop its bench and see. Coach Nicky just needs to be able to see players on film to see how they can do in extended periods, and it's a great teaching tool as well. But for the bench to have a good game today, that was big for Baylor as they outscored Louisiana Tech's bench 33-14.
Well, you love seeing that. Really, I think the high point of the game for the Bears. Another 20-plus point output by Talia Scott, and the Bears win this one 75-46. Our first Central Credit Union postgame show is coming up next. We're going to hear from Kira Pemberton, talk to Bears head coach Nikki Collin, stats, scores, and more, all on the way from Foster Pavilion, where the Bears win 75-46 here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Are you tired of slow internet? Are data caps and throttling making it impossible to stream your favorite shows and movies? If so, it sounds like it's time to switch to NextLink Internet. With NextLink, there are no data caps and no throttling, just super fast internet speeds, up to 1 gig over wireless in some areas. Plus, NextLink is an official partner of Baylor Athletics. So don't wait another minute. Give NextLink a call or go online to nextlinkinternet.com to see what special offers are available to you. Blazing fast internet is just a click or phone call away. Sick 'em, Bears.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So we could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry, it's different.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004. Bluebonnet is locally owned and operated, which allows them the most interaction with patients each and every day, promoting compassionate care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care, and hospice. Remember, it's your health, your choice. Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Fox Sports Radio, 93.9 K230 CK and KRMX HD3 Waco.
This has been live coverage of Baylor women's basketball. Now it's time for the First Central Credit Union post-game show. Brought to you by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, championship partner of Baylor Athletics. Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance online to find a local agent today. Central National Bank, proud season sponsor of Baylor women's basketball. Nissan, innovation that excites. Libman, America's trusted brand name in cleaning. Premier ER and Urgent Care. Feel better now. Stay tuned as we break down the game. Listen to highlights, talk with Coach Collin, players, and more. All coming up on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Welcome back into Foster Pavilion, where the Bears improved to 6-1 on the year with a 75-46 win over Louisiana Tech. The Bears really stifling the offense today of a team that averages 86 points per game. Baylor holds them 40 points below their season average en route to a 75-46 win. And Lori, from a standpoint of really, kind of diving in and being nitpicky, you look the first quarter and the third quarter were Baylor's best by far. The second and fourth, they struggled for whatever reason. Baylor and Louisiana Tech even points-wise in the second and fourth quarters, but Baylor outscores them 24-8 in the first and 24-11 in the third. And you can talk about why that was. We'll ask Coach Nicky a little bit, but on the whole today, I think you look the bench stood out. You mentioned a 33-14. Baylor's bench outscored theirs. We're going to talk to Kira Pemberton in just a minute, and that's really one thing I think is a positive today. The bench gave you some minutes here, and you got some players who kind of were able to maybe build a little bit of rapport out there as far as a lineup and playing as teammates.
Yeah, that's what these games are for. It is all about being able to to get everybody in the game, try to get in the flow of things, both offensively and defensively.
And we are joined now by Kira Pemberton. Kira Pemberton today with a career high for the Bears at 9 points, 2 rebounds. Now, Kira, before we interview, I'm going to ask Lori a trivia question. Do you know which Baylor Bear has hit every shot she's attempted this year from the field and the free throw line? Do you know who that is?
It must be our guest here.
It is. It's Kira Pemberton. And Kira, congratulations. Your best game off the bench as a Bear. I know. How good did it feel for you? You've had to kind of find your role. You're finding that role. How good did it feel for you to get out there and just, I think, really perform well today?
I think it felt really good just to move forward and trying to find my place on this team and just work in the system.
You were 4 of 4 from the field today. You hit a 3 as well. For you, what's it been like? You came from North Dakota where you averaged 16 points and 7 rebounds, and coming here to Baylor, things might look different. But what's it been like finding your place with this team and kind of figuring out the system and just everything that goes in with being a new team?
Yeah, honestly, I've just been learning so much every single day. Nikki and all the coaches teach me so much that I didn't learn in my last school, so I think it's just been really great to learn from all these amazing coaches and even my teammates trying to help me out in practice and stuff, and I think it's really helped me improve overall.
We had a great 9 minutes today out there, some extended playing time, so you kind of get your feet under you, and not only just the ability to score today, you had a nice 3 as well on the outside, but also just on the defensive end with 3 steals, and that's got to be a fun part of the game too, when you can contribute on the defensive end.
Definitely 100%.
Visiting with Kira Pemberton, a career-high 9 points today for the Bears. Kira, the bench unit today outscored Louisiana Tech's 33-14. When you think about you and Markayla Johnson, she had a career-high 11 points today. Ting has had 2 of her best games as a Bear. What do you think you all, as a bench unit, could contribute to this team when you think about where it wants to go this year?
I think we could just bring the energy and keep going. Our starters are working really hard, so I think we can continue to bring that energy when we get to sub them out.
And these are incredibly valuable games. Finally being at home, I guess we should ask you about that. How good is it to be back home and sleep in your own bed last night?
Oh, it's so nice. I miss my bed and my pillows so much.
But this is an important stretch of games too, and as you build up to Big 12 play, what has the coaching staff talked about the goals for these next 5 that are at home?
I think just to show a growth and to show who Baylor is and why we wear it on our chest every day.
Or the Sikkim today. That was the new uniforms today that you all had. Kira, let's get to know you a little bit. I know that your teammates have said, we asked them at the premiere who's the most athletic on the team, and they said you. Well, tell us a little more.
They said it emphatically.
Yes, that's true. There was no debate. Yes, they said that was Kira. Kira, you're from British Columbia, played at North Dakota here in Texas. What have you enjoyed most about being in Texas? What's the biggest adjustment to you being down here?
I think the people are really, really nice down here. I'm not going to lie. Southern hospitality is definitely a thing. And I love that it's hot in winter because North Dakota was 6 feet of snow right now.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That's rough. Well, what have you? I think I think you're not the only player on the team this year that's kind of finding what her role looks like. Have you felt support in that as you've worked through that as teammates?
100%, yeah. They've all been through it since their freshman year if they've been a transfer, and they've been super helpful and just being you got it, trying to help me through it. So it's been really great.
Well, Kira, I know you're a long way from home here and from Canada, but Thanksgiving, is that something you celebrate? What are you looking forward to about that?
Yes, I'm excited. Our Thanksgiving's actually in October, so it already happened for me, but it's double Thanksgiving because I'm here.
Oh, hey, that's good.
I'm happy. The pies at HEB look real good right now. I'm not
okay. HEB, here everything's better. Proud sponsor of the Baylor Sports Media Network. Well, Kira, congratulations on a great game. Look forward to more and enjoy it. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you too.
Thank you. Appreciate
Bye,
it.
guys.
Thank you.
That is Kira Pemberton, a career high. Well, not a career high. Her single game high in a Baylor uniform as she finished today with 9 points in Baylor's 75-46 victory. As see head coach Nikki Collin making her way over. Her post-game comments are brought to you by Alliance Bank. Alliance Bank, it's your bank. Coach Nikki, we just talked to Kira Pemberton here. We'll adjust that for you just a little bit here and get this ready here. But Kira, today 9 points off the bench for the Bears, and your bench outscored Louisiana Tech's 33-14 in some extended minutes today. What stood out to you about the job the bench did, the good and areas that you can see continued growth?
I thought they put the ball in the basket. I thought that was what they did. I think, Kira made layups. She made the open kick-out three. I thought Markayla got in transition and got some layups, which was really good. And, I thought Ting's shots were good. I think even her turnover, she turned down an open three and traveled. Like when she searches shots, like the analytics say she should shoot it. I mean, she's shooting the best percentage on our team from three and shoots over 50% from the field. So she should be hunting shots when she's out there. Like she should. And there were times she was calling for it and didn't get it. I think as a group we're overcomplicating the game a lot of times. Like I've got a lot of work with this group offensively. I think they're relying on their defense right now, but they're really complicating the game. They're missing the wide open teammate and trying to squeeze it to somebody else. Like I did think today they were looking really hard to find teammates, which I appreciated. But we're not going to win games turning the ball over 20 times, and we have to get better in that area. And it just, a lot of it was like just us not being poised. They put pressure, we put the ball on the bounce, and then we got to make simple decisions, and we complicate stuff. We turned it over in transition. We have the early kick ahead pass. When we use that, we got drives to the rim. We can fill into the post, but we were trying to force it over the top, and that's not who we are right now. Like I'll tell you one thing, like Sarah Andrews had 4 eyes, and she was someone that threw that touch pass down the floor at an elite level. And I think Jana looks for it and whatever, but like we need to trust our early ups to the wing and let them be the post feeders or read 2-on-1 attacks right now, because we're missing opportunities to score by throwing the ball out of bounds, trying to throw it down the floor, and we just have to simplify, and that's my frustration is like we took there are 2 things that really frustrated me today: our inability to rebound the basketball at the defensive end, and our turnovers. I thought we got a lot of good shots. I thought our free throws were good until to the end. But we didn't rebound. We didn't rebound the basketball, and we turned it over too much.
When you talk about complicating things on offense, you've been coaching in different settings a long time. Is that something? I'm trying to think how to word this. Would you rather have a team that makes it too hard early and learn that way? Does that make sense? I mean, what have you seen as far as, where they kind of...
Well, in my notes on the back of my paper are on Friday to work on passing and dribbling. It's kind of like we're losing the ball off the bounce. We're our heads down when we should have it up looking for passes. Is it one of those things like, do I think this team wants to be great? Yes. Do I think this team is coachable? Yes. Like that's where you have to start. But I think we've got a lot of holes that we just have to keep working at. We got to make them a little bit better, and maybe that's not going to be our strength this year, and I have to accept that. I have to accept that anytime we get anywhere near 1-to-1, I should be happy. But I don't function like that. I think this team has enough people that can dribble, pass, and shoot it. That we don't have to turn it over, that we can set legal screens, that we can not go over people's back, that we can, like our foul discipline isn't good enough. Like we don't like something that happens, we drive, we don't score, and then we just foul somebody. Like we have to have better foul discipline in those scenarios. And so there's just a lot of coaching with this group, and I might feel differently. I mean, obviously Bugs struggled today to put the ball in the basket, and I still we were plus 21 when she was on the floor. So I just know the thing that's hard for her is I know Bugs was frustrated, and I need everyone to understand that even when Bugs is not good, she still makes us better. And that's the thing, that not always, just because a player is 3 for 3 or 4 for 4, they made us better. Yeah, they made shots, but did they get their defensive assignments right? Did they box out? The one thing about Bugs is she never quits. And, 5 offensive rebounds. Like, we didn't have another person. Markayla got a tip out late. But, we don't have anyone that goes to the boards if it's not her. And so, like, she gives us extra possessions. And so there's a reason why that group still was significantly better, even though we had kids come in and make shots, because she keeps us going. She's our Energizer bunny. She's always running the floor. And I hate it for her that the ball didn't go through the basket. And I hate it for her that, she turned it over as much as she did today. But I'll take that kid to war with me anywhere, any day, any time, because she makes her teammates better all the time.
Yeah, always at 100% effort with Bugs. When you talk about your, continuing to learn and execute on the offensive end, we're kind of not used to seeing just 12 assists on 27 made baskets. Is that just part of what you're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, we're not. I mean, realistically, we are not a good passing team. I mean, I would love to say it's something different, but I think that's part of it. We are not an elite passing team. Jada got better as a senior. Sarah was an elite passer. Jordan Lewis, who played for us, was an elite passer. We're not trusting the extra right now. So there are simple plays that I think we could get. I thought we started to pass the ball around and get open threes, and then we just started missing. We had the stretch where Jana missed an open three, Talia missed an open three, Kayla missed an open three in the corner. And I thought the ball was moving around and finding open players. But we have kids that can go downhill and score, and that's Markayla. And that's Bella right now off the bounce. In transition, she was getting to the rim off the bounce. And so, it's Jana in there trying to find people, most of the time. And so if I don't orchestrate the exact action, like Bugs got an assist on the first play of the game because it was an orchestrated first play. But when it comes to, when we put the ball on the bounce, and there's a big difference between passing when you're dribbling and passing when you're not dribbling. When we put the ball on the bounce, we are not an elite passing team, and we just got to keep working on it to get a little bit better. We may not look like last year's team, and we may not win the same ways. We're relying on our defense, whether it's switching or, and that's why I get frustrated when we don't box out, because if that's where we're going to win, then I'm going to lean into, I got to play people that are going to get stops, because that's how we're going to win. And so, there are a lot of areas that we have to get better. But it's the little things. It's us losing the ball off the bounce. It's us setting illegal screens. It's us, that's every game. We're setting illegal screens that we don't need to set. Or then Bella had one, Kyla had one. We don't need those. We just don't need those.
Coach Nick, you talk about getting better. You got this 5-game homestand here, which began today with a win. How much is this 5-game stretch? It's about winning, but about, it's this stretch that leads you into UT and then to the Big 12 schedule.
This stretch is about us being back in the gym and working. It is very hard when you're on the road to get, we were able to take a couple practice guys, but in the day and age of the portal and NIL, you have as many people on your team as you can afford, and that's just the reality right now. And I'm not sitting around complaining or worrying about that. But when we're at home, we have a good practice squad, and we're on the road, we don't have that same squad. And so, our ability to get into routine and get back to being really focused and getting, we're at a tournament and they give you 90 minutes. That's it. That's all you get. We're warming up in the hallway. So, you don't get that time to really focus. And if you need 2.5 hours, you need 2.5 hours. Even if the last 30 minutes is shooting free throws, or getting extra shots up. But you don't get to do that on the road. So we need to be back and get in that mode of showing up, and not just it's about the opponent. The opponents we've played have been so good, and I don't know that everyone respects our strength of schedule, our schedule so far, but our opponents have been good enough that our focus every game has been, what do we got to do this game, as opposed to how do we get better, when it's about Baylor. And I think that's what we need now. We need to get back to, as cheesy as it sounds, dribbling and passing and setting good screens and understanding how to execute our stuff. I get frustrated when I'm telling someone for the 72nd time to go set the screen. You know, like we got to be more focused, and that part of that is we have a lot of new players that are still learning. But the things that trigger me are very different than some head coaches. You know, if we get a good shot, I'm happy. Make or miss it if it's the right kid in the right place. But we also have to learn what shots are we good at, and at what point, you know. Like, for instance, Markayla Johnson is 0 for the three-point line this season. You know, when does she turn it down and go create a shot for somebody else instead of saying, I'm going to make my next one, I'm going to make my next one? At some point, you know, like, they're not going to guard her because we wouldn't guard somebody who's 0 for the three-point line. And do I believe Markayla can make threes? Yes, but she's not in games. And so can she get to the point where she goes, okay, that's not my role on this team. My role is to guard the ball really hard, to go get a layup, to go create and kick to a teammate. Like, that's valuable to us. And them learning what their value is and, like, owning that as opposed to saying, no, if I keep doing it, you know, eventually it's going to go in. Well, you know, that's a lot to make up for, you know. And it's just that's a hard thing. You know, no different than the last play of the game. I didn't like we took that layup, you know, and probably everyone on the radio heard it, you know, because I just think, but freshmen don't understand that. They don't understand that under 30 seconds you dribble the ball out. You know, we're not in a situation where the point differential matters. We're in a situation where that's a coach I respect, a program I respect, and we want them to want to play us. And so us doing the right thing all the time really matters to me, that I'm teaching them the right thing. And there are a lot of people who would disagree with me, but to me we had 39 minutes and 40 seconds to do that, but not the last 20. You know, and so. But that's where we're in a learning process, and I'm not saying she would have been the only one that would do that, you know, and understand that that's not something we do.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's a fruitful stretch here at home in that regard. Well, Coach Nikki, I know you have a lot of family in town. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope it's a good time to visit and maybe a little time to relax as things pick back up after that. So thank you.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it. Bears head coach Nikki Collin with her post-game comments. A 75-46 Baylor win today over Louisiana Tech to improve to 6-1 on the season. We'll take a timeout and come back with more of the First Central Credit Union post-game show after this here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Baylor Nation rolls along with Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Start with award-winning service and factory-trained techs. Then shop our new and used lineup from cars, trucks to SUVs, all makes and models. Running a business? We're your Central Texas headquarters for ProMaster vans, cab, and chassis and work trucks. For power and comfort, test drive the Ram 1500, the Motor Trend Truck of the Year winner again. Allen Samuels in Waco, proud partner of Baylor Athletics.
Come by. Let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Come see why Green Eye Associates is voted best in Waco year after year. Enjoy exceptional service and care from Dr. Leanne Green alongside her dedicated optometrist and staff. Receive trustworthy insights on your eye health. Enjoy the impressive variety of contacts and eyewear and work with the most experienced optical team in Waco. Don't miss the new state-of-the-art dry eye therapies that rejuvenate the eyes and face with safe, non-invasive treatments to restore comfort and quality of life. Green Eye Associates, official optometrist of Baylor Athletics. Proudly serving Texas since 2007, Magnolia Realty is a full-service brokerage and a trusted neighbor, bridging expert industry knowledge with integrity and kindness. Known for their award-winning agents, Magnolia Realty understands the dynamics of making the real estate journey your own and the importance of trust from contract to close. You can find their local agents here in Waco and across the state, including in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, and Temple. To get connected and learn more, visit magnoliarealty.com. Here's to home.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
We are brought to you today by Rudy's, proud sponsor of Baylor Athletics. Be sure to stop by your local Rudy's or Rudy's.com for some real Texas barbecue. Enjoy 100% oak smoked meats, delicious sides, and Rudy's signature sauce. Don't forget, Rudy's serves breakfast tacos every day until 10 a.m. The Baylor Coaches Show coming up from Rudy's a little over an hour and a half away from now. Michelle Leonard and Dave Aranda on the program on our flagship station, ESPN Central Texas.
And you're doing that one, right?
That's right. Yeah, John Morris is in Las Vegas getting ready for another game of the Players Era Tournament. So he's tonight a late night. So the Baylor men will play at 9:30 tonight against San Diego State. So come on over to Rudy's and hang out with us here in just a little bit. Here at Foster Pavilion, it was a 75-46 Baylor win today. Let's quickly run through stats here. First, the team numbers. Baylor shoots 46% from the field and holds Louisiana Tech. A team averaging 86 points per game to 29% shooting and 46 points. 40 below their season average. Baylor 7 of 23 beyond the arc. That's 30%. They hold Louisiana Tech to 3 of 21. That's just 14%. Neither team outstanding from the free throw line. Tech was bad, 7 of 15. Baylor was 14 of 21. Baylor turned the ball over too many times. 20 times to be exact. They also forced 20 turnovers and outscored Louisiana Tech off those turnovers 16-4. Baylor out-rebounds them 44-36. Bench dominant today, 33 points to Louisiana Tech's 14. Baylor with 12 assists, Louisiana Tech with 10. Just one player in double figures for the Lady Texters. That was Paige Bradley. She had 10, and it took her 10 shots to get those 10 points. After that, it was H for Hillary Dawson. No one else had more than 7. For the Bears, 3 in double figures, led by Talia Scott, 21 points, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 beyond the arc. She also had 5 rebounds and 2 assists. All 7 games in a Baylor uniform, she has reached 20 points or more. 11 points off the bench apiece for Yuting Dunn and Markayla Johnson. Dunn finished with 11 points on 3 of 6 shooting, 2 of 4 beyond the arc to go along with 3 rebounds. Markayla Johnson missed all 4 of her threes, but hit all 4 of her shots inside the arc to go along with 3 rebounds and an assist. After that, 9 points for Bella Fauntleroy and Kira Pemberton. For Kira, those 9 points were a career high, 4 of 4 from the field, 1 of 1 from downtown. She also finished with a pair of rebounds and 3 steals. After that, 6 points for Kirsten Johnson to go along with 4 rebounds and 2 blocked shots. 2 points apiece for Jana Van Geitenbeek and Kyla Abraham. Jana had 5 assists and 4 rebounds, turned the ball over just once. Dariana Little-Page-Bugs, I neglected to mention, had 4 points on 2 of 10 shooting. Not her best shooting night, but another big rebounding game. She finished with 12 and a block. Kyle Abraham had 2 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocked shots. Kaylin Elms played, did not score, but she had 4 rebounds and a steal off the bench. It all adds up to a 75-46 Baylor win as we roll on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. First Central Credit Union, everything we do for you. When we come back, we'll have other scores from women's college basketball and from Baylor sports in general as we roll on here on the First Central Credit Union postgame show. Then we'll wrap things up from Foster after this, following a 75-46 Baylor win here on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Bluebonnet Health Services has been caring for Central Texans since 2004.
You are correct, sir.
Operated, which allows them the most interaction.
Okay.
Each and every day, promote
I will do that.
Care and integrity. They provide hands-on attention to their patients through a staff with years of experience. Bluebonnet Health Services provides home health care, supportive care,
What is
and
our
hospice.
record?
Remember, it's your health, your choice.
Volleyball.
Ask your doctor for Bluebonnet Health Services.
Oh, here.
Everything we do,
Wait, maybe not.
for you.
Here, I'll put it up on here.
Benefits at First
They don't
Central
have the
Credit
record
Union.
here.
Did we win?
Free checking
Yes, we
that
won.
pays cash,
Good.
less fees, great rates, quick local loans, easy online.
All right, Lori, I will tell you
Free
that.
mobile
Give me a
app, secure
second.
remote control cards, 24/7 deposits, and more services at our ATMs, and a free new member T-shirt. Join today at firstcentralcu.com. We're your team. Everything we do for you.
Eligibility and application requirements apply. Member NCUA.
Want to be the energy our Bears need? Go Go gold with Baylor Athletics this season and be the gold factor across each of our sports. Wear exclusive Go Gold apparel from the Baylor Bookstore and the Spirit Shop at upcoming Go Gold dates. Stay up to date on all your golden opportunities to create an electric home atmosphere by visiting BaylorBears.com/Go Gold. Sic 'em Bears.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
You're listening to Baylor Women's Basketball on the Baylor Sports Media Network.
Back here at Foster Pavilion, Baylor a winner today over Louisiana Tech, 75-46. Let's take a look at some quick scores from Baylor Athletics today. Number 23 Baylor Volleyball and number 20 TCU in Fort Worth, and it's the Bears that beat the Frogs today 3-2. Woo-hoo. The Bears improved to 17. That is worth a woo.
Yeah, it is.
Baylor finishes the season at 17-9, 12-6 in the Big 12 Conference, and they will await their fate in the NCAAs. Ksenia Rakhmonchik had 28 kills, including the game winner. Bailey Warren had 20 kills, and Harley Kreck had a great game, being the quarterback today with 49 assists. Coming up tonight at 9:30, Baylor men's basketball at playing San Diego State out in Las Vegas. The 9 p.m. pregame on 1660 with John Morris and Pat Nunley. Don't forget about Baylor and Houston football at McLean Stadium. It is the season finale and senior night at home, and that game will kick off at 11 a.m. on Saturday. And also some good news earlier today as a contract extension was announced for Michelle Leonard, head coach of Baylor soccer. And she tonight will be on the Coaches Show along with Coach Aranda with host Derek Smith live from Rudy's.
Well, thank you for that, Lori. Here, Baylor women, ranked number 15 in the nation, remain undefeated at home and improved to 6-1 overall with a 75-46 win over Louisiana Tech. 3 scores in double figures: Talia Scott, Yuting Dunn, and Markayla Johnson. And, you know, Lori, there's obviously a lot of improvement that needs to come for this team, but right now they're winning, and this is a good stretch to it. And what Coach Nicky said, I thought, is worth noting. Routine. They're going to get some regular, longer practices in. She said you find practices where you can. You're going to be in your home gyms, and that's a good thing. Get a rhythm. This team has not been able to develop a normal rhythm yet, and I think there's trade-offs, right? I think it's been good playing a tough schedule for this team. You look Duke, Iowa, and I know that was a loss, but you've played a tough schedule so far. And I think there's going to be benefits from that. But right now it is going to be nice to be back at home, and not just for the team, but for the broadcasters, for the ops directors, for the managers, grad assistants, everyone involved. By the way, Baylor has played a top 40 schedule so far this season, so it is one of the tougher in the nation.
Yeah, it feels that way, and it's kind of a disjointed way to start, isn't it? Because you and I are going, where are we? What time zone are we in? What day is this? And if we feel that way, everyone else does. But I think these games in November will pay benefits down the road. But she's right. I mean, even Kiera saying, "I miss my bed and my pillow." She was so glad to get home. But that routine is important. You get to work on yourselves, you can control things so much better now. So hopefully these 5 games will be an opportunity to really grow as they get ready to open up Big 12 play on December 21st against Texas Tech here at Foster Pavilion.
Next up for the Bears, their final game in the month of November. They will take on Grambling State on Sunday, November 30th, 2 p.m. tip-off. We will be on the air at 1:30. That's going to wrap things up here from Foster Pavilion today following a 75-46 Baylor win. We want to say thanks to our producer, Van Goodall, at our studio. Speaking for him and Lori Fogelman, I'm Derek Smith. Happy Thanksgiving, Baylor friends and family. Appreciate you being with us today. Enjoy the day tomorrow, and we will talk to you again soon. For now, so long from Foster Pavilion.
Hi, Jan from Toyota here to let you know that Toyotathon is on. And what better way to get
Van,
the spirit of the season?
Thank you all, and Cameron will be with you on Sunday per the schedule.
All righty, that sounds good. We will talk then. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks,
Go
Van.
get some barbecue.